This is international soccer celebrity Chris Doran, and you're listening to ACES Radio.
Now, shall we begin?
You are now listening to an altogether less fashionable variety of soccer podcast. Broadcasting live from the capital city of Columbus, Ohio. Welcome to
ACES Radio.
I got the new wings with the Zima flavor sauce.
I've given this no thought whatsoever.
Hashtag probably riding cock.
They're in your face, they're a little different. I think it's super cool. I love them. Jamie, ignorant slut.
Hold on to your butts.
Now, here are your hosts, Morgan Hughes, John Zadar, and Darby Schnarpus.
Yeah, baby. Ignorant sluts, shitlords, and celebrity fans alike. If you're hearing the sound of my voice, it's already too late. You're tuned in to the latest, the lamest, and possibly last episode of ACES Radio. It's a Buffalo Bills podcast only. Coming up tonight on the program, Cruisers FC take on the defending champs in the rain at Moffrey and come away with 3 points. The panel will discuss cracking the code. Tonight it makes its triumphant return as we try to decipher what Brad Friedel means when he uses words in a weird accent. Man balls are backdrops and they're thrown about as liberally as ever. I welcome you back to the show, my friend. I remind you, as always, that Travis Irvine is dead to me. Then on segment 2, the rarest of all rare treats as a celebrity guest. Unlike any other, which we don't mean as a compliment, stops by the show. Dan Nye is back, bitches. Oh, hi, Dan Nye. You'll know him from Twitter's Oh, hi, Dan Nye, and it's like it's a greeting, and it's his Twitter handle. What the... Then on segment 3, we head live on Periscope for your hot takes, a.k.a. the battle for the grand prize, and sweet mother of God. A logjam at the top of the standings this week, fellas, as users A, B, C, D, E, F, and Rich Uncle Skeleton return to battle for hot take supremacy. Prediction scores, prediction updates, Cruisers versus Fightin' Bob Crafts, Hang On Tour, the Ags Attack War, and so much fucking more. Brought to you as always by benevolent corporate overlord sponsors Blood and Urine, and broadcasting live from the beautiful front room here at Endeavor Brewing Company. My name is the continuing champion, Morgan Hughes, a.k.a. Officer Carol Seaver, and I'm joined as always by Triple A, the absentee amateur artist himself, Captain John Luke, the wet boys at R, and everyone's favorite ancient ruin, Darby, the 40-year-old man-child, Schnarfus. Fellas, mapaches, lads from different dads, brothers from different mothers, and amigos de Guillermo. How in the hell have you been?
Oh my God, spring is actually here. You wouldn't have known it from last Saturday, but we are finally in a place where you can be outside and not be miserable.
I mean, like, the only day recently that sucked balls, honestly, was that day.
Right, yes.
Yeah. Sean Sitar, the wetness, the wet boy, welcome back.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm okay. I'd rather be outside.
Oh my God, there's so much eye contact going on right now in that little conversation.
Just as friends.
He wasn't looking at me at all. What are you talking about?
Well, okay, you were looking at the side of his head then.
I was looking at him. That's what you do when you talk to people.
Just as friends, though.
It was like you were eyeballing the weenus inside of him.
Why would we be eyeballing
Why would
each
I
other's
look at
weenuses
that,
unless we were
Darby?
friends?
I don't know, but you were definitely looking.
Darby, what do you want me to do with my eyes?
What is the right answer?
Where should they be right now?
I want you to close them.
When we talk.
John, close your eyes right now.
Oh, I will only because you're on the other side of the table, yeah.
Now picture your weenus inside of Morgan.
No. Are we done? Is that it? Is that the end?
That was it. Yeah. Okay.
It's nothing like that. Weenus
Oh,
breath.
shit. Drabs, what if I told you I was going to move the fuck on from that and unmute Channel 2 for the rest of our lives?
Don't do it. In fact, leave channel 2 muted.
All right, I'll
Could
do
you
that.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the program. Second time, long time here from you'll know him from the when he was here before, but now he's back. And you'll see him on Twitter, maybe if you follow.
Didn't
ladies
you
and
do
gentlemen,
this earlier in the show?
Dan and I.
Oh, yeah.
Dan.
I think so. But I've been here the whole time, so like now getting eye contact from all three of you, it's even more overwhelming. I like John though because he's going right back to
I'm
the
just looking
side of
around.
Morgan's.
Now I'm not sure where they should be, so I'm just.
I'll put on my sunglasses.
I'm gonna give a little bit to
Fuck you,
everybody.
Darby.
I do think Darby and I are about to fall in love though because he will not break this eye contact.
I wasn't even blinking.
So intense, I know.
Fantastic. Guest on segment 2 here joining us on segment 1. Thank you for joining us on the program. 3 pieces of housekeeping, lads, before we get in the meat and potatoes potatoes of Aces Radio. The first one, it's two of these are actually soccer things, so I feel kind of dirty. Harrison Awful to miss 6+ weeks after breaking his jaw and having it wired shut due to a collision with Mensa on Saturday. Drabs, we are now without our two preseason starting lads on the in the fullback wings.
The best ones in the league, the best tandem in the league.
Yes.
Yeah, they're gone.
Of course, if you were Zip 6, you'd be like, no big deal. I think he sucks. Ugh. I lick butts. I'm from New England.
Is that really Steve's take?
Yes.
Yeah.
That he sucks?
Well,
he's not the best player on the team, which is a debatable point.
Yeah.
But he said he can't defend, he can't cross.
I think the important part here is they mentioned that part of the issue in him coming back because his jaw will be wired shut is eating and nutrition, and he might lose weight. And I'm afraid he's going to actually disappear if that happens. Because the dude is 5'2" and 27 pounds as it is. If he can't eat for 6 weeks, right? I mean, seriously,
Today.
I have concerns for his well-being. Like, he's going to come back just skin and less bones than he already was.
It really is a shame. I don't know.
He'll be fine.
He'll be fine.
He'll be drinking.
We will be fine.
Smoothies and shit with protein in them. He'll be
get
fine.
the insurance.
Has anybody here ever broken a jaw or like had any sort of mouth problems other than
like what else? What other problems
being
would
in
you
it
have?
or something? I'm not sure.
I never broke anything. Never sucked a dick.
Yeah, good for you, John. No, I wonder.
I don't know why you categorize that as a problem, John.
Categorized. I just was following up.
That's like one of those.
No, I just said have a dick in it.
I was going to say
Oh,
that.
like you weren't doing anything with
Yeah,
it. There
you're
was just a dick.
how did
resting
that-
Yeah, like
there.
you just wake up one morning and you're like, something is weird with my mouth today. Oh, there's a dick in there.
How did that dick get in my mouth?
I've woken up
Doc,
some
Doc,
days
Doc,
where it
Doc.
feels like someone's farted into my mouth. It's like, what is that? Oh God!
We'll edit that in 3, 2, 1, clap. No, it's just it sucks, man. Like I think we'll be fine. I think he'll be fine. It blows ass to not have that time of. He's going to be back in June or something like that.
Like 6 weeks, I think is what he said.
At the least, probably.
Yeah.
My question would be like,
He's
can
probably
he still?
He's probably played his last game with Zach, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
is probably-
exactly. Like, is he going to be able to be in cardiovascular shape? Like, can you run with a jaw wired shut, or is the bouncing?
I would imagine after a few weeks.
Yeah.
I would assume it's mostly a precaution for like he can't communicate. And he can't, like, if he gets, he couldn't get hit if he was on the field, in it.
Yeah.
So it's probably just mostly that.
Yeah, like maybe he could do
it would probably
like
be
a
hard-
stationary bike or something.
Yeah, it
where
would
there's
probably be
literally no
hard
impact to it.
to do extensive cardio work if you can't like open your mouth and
breathe?
Yeah, that's
take in
actually
full,
breathing.
full
sure.
lungfuls of
Dude,
air.
how
So,
crazy
yeah.
is he going to look on the bike, like trying to take deep breaths like, with his jaw wired shut? Like,
It's like two giant straws in his nostrils.
yeah. Bigger straws than usual.
Oh, there's so much eye contact. Oh,
Only as
Jesus,
friends.
I'm terrified.
So
His
shout out
eyes were
to
open that time.
Harrison Awful.
Way too open.
That's gonna be awful.
Yeah, 6+ weeks. We'll see when he returns. It looks like he's on pace to be back in June. That's a lot of time to miss, like John said.
And there are a couple. We're gonna get into those midweek game parts of the season. Too.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be like 8 games.
So
in
we
those
got
6 weeks.
we got Hector Jimenez coming on and starting his place. And you know what? I mean, like, it could be worse. Hector Jimenez and Waylon Francis took us to MLS Cup in 2015. So whatever. But Connor Maloney is the only guy that's between, Hector and somebody playing out of position.
Right.
So it's scary.
Yeah.
Sucks. I'm scared.
So Josh Williams has played right back.
Yeah.
A long time ago, but not
I
necessarily.
would argue
in
that's
this
him
kind
playing
of
out of
system.
position now.
Yeah.
Did you just claim that Harrison or that Hector Jimenez got us to MLS Cup?
Well, he played a lot that season. I mean, Harrison Awful was there.
Harrison Awful did.
Yeah, he was
but-
there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did Hector
And,
play on the other side? No. Waylon Francis did.
Waylon Francis did.
Hector played a lot, though, didn't he?
I'm just a substitute, I would imagine.
We'll go with it.
Okay.
It's not like you made it sound like he started there, and he was like, starting right back for the MLS Cup runners-up.
Yeah, I blundered.
Also, Norman Gross did point out that in the preseason, Abubakar Keita played some outside back. So,
Great.
we have
a 16-year-old.
Yeah, we have like literally last ditch options,
Yeah.
but the team says they're going with the guys on the roster. So
I can't believe Anthony Precourt
I
did this.
would wonder if we'd see a bit of formation change. I don't know.
3 in the back
Andrew
makes
King
a lot of
hates
sense.
The 3-5-2 as a replacement.
Which
option, by
Andrew
the way.
King?
Not the lawyer one, the one who writes soccer things for.
Well, it's a good thing that Andrew King isn't the fucking coach then, huh?
yeah. I mean, I do see.
Yet.
Porter is still implementing his system. I don't know if he's going to be quite ready to start fiddling with formations.
Well, I mean, you can be ready, and then you can be forced into doing things.
Sure.
And don't you still run into the same problem? Like, if you still don't have a right back, like changing from the 4-2-3-1, you still don't have a right back. Like, that doesn't solve anything.
You're not playing. You don't play outside backs at that point.
Yeah, you essentially have wing
you have
backs.
Three CBs, two more defensive midfielders. So Will and Archer would want to sit deeper.
Well, if you play a 3-back formation, then you have to think about, does somebody like Alex Crognell get called back?
Definitely.
He's definitely
like
a 3-back guy.
Yeah,
that's what Indy 11 plays.
What makes him a 3-back guy?
He's more.
You put
of a
the tall
3-4
guy
man.
in the middle where he doesn't have to run around a lot.
I mean, that's just where he prefers to play.
So Gas on Sorrow.
Yeah.
Goes there, and you don't call anybody back.
2 goals.
I'm not arguing against Alex playing.
I think I would actually say in a 3 center back sort of
seems
setup,
pretty obvious that he's not.
Your 2 outside guys need to be a little more mobile, and I'm not sure if Sorrow is that guy.
Yeah, that's why he would be in the middle.
You're going to put Mensah?
I would argue that Sorrow is more than mobile. If you've been watching this season, I think he's been very, very mobile. He's gotten forward a lot. He's been the one that's been cutting out late runs and things like that. I would argue that he's pretty mobile.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. I actually see more of I think Josh Williams is well suited to the outside center back in that kind of setup.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree.
And I would see Williams and Mensah being the guys in that situation, and then Sorrow or Crognale. I mean, you at least probably call Crognale up as like your backup middle guy.
I think you do. We got to move on. Second piece of housekeeping.
Yeah. What's his name still here?
Lawless Abubakar?
Or is he loaned out right now?
No, he's here.
Lawless is here, yeah.
He was
the
on the
other
bench.
Abubakar is loaned out.
He's the kind of guy you could stick on as an outside center back in the 3.
Yeah, definitely.
You guys know the owner of 3 Fat Indians? You know that guy?
I don't think that's
or
what it's
2
called.
Fat Indians.
I think
with
it's
two
only two of them.
2 Fat Indians?
They're fat, so it looks like there's 3 of them. But there's just 2.
But there are 3 guys who work in the 2 Fat Indians truck.
Yes, that's what I said.
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
He's a well, he was.
Yeah, people have employees.
He's like walking around the parking lot, screaming at someone on the phone, smoking a cigarette. He's just he's bossing people around right now, and I'm digging.
Can we talk about how none of them are even really fat?
No, none of them
are what I would consider
fat.
None
of them are.
No, hefty.
It's fat with 2 T's.
They look like me, so
Shrek said the food sucks balls, but Shrek sucks balls. So moving on. Second piece of housekeeping. Tim Bezbachenko announced the club will induct the late Siggy Schmidt into the Crew Circle of Honor on June 29th.
Called it.
Siggy, who passed away on December 25th, coached Columbus, obviously, to 2008 MLS Cup and the 2008 Supporters Shield. Drabs, your thoughts on Siggy getting into the Circle of Honor?
I'm really glad, first of all, just in the abstract. I'm also glad that new ownership, new front office is sort of taking charge of that, because that had been a bit of a complaint. It was we have this Circle of Honor. You're not fucking putting anybody in it, and we literally have
Frankie was the last
more
one to go
history
in
than
2014
in the league. Yeah.
That's not the kind of thing you want to be sticking someone in every year,
it's not
or even every other year, though.
But it's been 5 years.
I agree.
There could have been one more person during pre-courts there. It's not like you missed out on 4 people or something.
Yeah, it's a problem, I think, that
John, don't defend him,
arguably
please.
goes back further. But if a team has a 23-year history, how do you only have 2 names?
There's more than just
in a
McBride
Circle of
and Hayden.
Yeah.
When did that start? When was the McBride year?
2013, I believe, was the Lego McBride.
Okay, so 1 more is the number I'm comfortable with in 6 years. 3 in 6 years is almost too fast for me.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, that works.
So this does that.
Yeah. Dan, now your thoughts.
Yeah. It felt bad because it's been so long since Frankie. It was It was
it's been 5 years.
2 in 2 years, and then now it's been 5 years, so it feels bad that way. But
yeah, I remember that game where he actually got inducted for Frankie, and because it was Frankie. He was just bouncing off the walls and couldn't have been more excited. And I think you got a good point, John, that it the 2 and 2, because then it's clearly there's going to be another one next year, and then it's just radio silence. Weird that we got radio silence from them, but anyway, yeah, I mean, that's where I was going.
Yeah. So while you don't want to rush it, we know that there are more names that are ultimately worthy of being in a Circle of Honor. So, like, I just appreciate that they're getting the process. And I don't know what sort of the right ratio or time frame is, but there are guys who deserve it. And working on that, I think, is a good thing.
Last piece of housekeeping before we get in the meat and potatoes of ACES Radio. I remind you, as always, to go ahead and subscribe and review us on Apple Podcasts. It is pathetic how few reviews we have. I believe we only have like 12 or something. We've been doing this for 114 episodes. All of you can go ahead and you can suck it. But before you do that, please review us and make sure to subscribe because I think that 321 Podcast or whatever it's called, they have a lot of reviews.
Well, they asked for it. We've never asked for it.
We have not pandered. But we're going to do it today, John.
But if you do it, that's what helps us get more listeners.
That's right. That
will help us do cooler things, which we are planning on doing some cooler things this year.
Are we? No. Nice.
I'm not planning on doing anything cool. That's not
how do you want them to rate you?
I'm giving this no thought whatsoever.
Well, you guys can do cool stuff with me, and Darby and Morgan will be nearby.
Nice. Cool stuff is not my brand. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, we know. You're wearing a Stormtrooper shirt.
Star Wars sucks.
This T-shirt is quirky.
I've never seen a single Star Wars.
Darby's T-shirt is his personality.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Quirky or blue?
It's okay to what?
It's okay to miss if you try. Just do your best.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's a Stormtrooper because I see. I get it now. See, Morgan, in the Star Wars, all of them, the Stormtroopers are bad at shooting people and things. So the running gag is like,
should they practice or?
Yeah.
They should.
They should.
Because
they don't.
They're the good guys? The white guys?
Yeah, the guys who wear
I don't know if we need to bring the color of them into it.
There's a white.
Avoid this topic.
Okay, well, I'm just saying there are white people in helmets and there are black people in helmets.
John,
yes.
didn't you hear
before
the podcast when Morgan said
guy.
white is right?
No,
didn't
I wasn't
you hear that?
that
Yeah, no, I definitely said that. The guy with the black helmet.
Yes. What's his name?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Steve.
What? Where were we going to go with that?
Captain Bad Guy.
Captain Bad Guy. All right.
I don't know. He's in charge of the white people, right?
The black guy is?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. He seems pretty good.
Who?
Good.
He doesn't shoot a single thing.
He does not shoot?
No.
They seem like they would be, because there's a lot of them. You'd think so many guns, somebody's got to get
All
hit.
I know is
you would think that. That's the joke.
You think the white majority is always right? Is that what it is?
One would believe that.
Let's hope that the whites really are that bad at aiming.
one day Darby's going to snap and just Clockwork Orange Morgan and make him watch every Star Wars movie.
I've never seen a Star Wars, and I will not start. Now, moving on.
He's also not seen a Clockwork Orange.
Well,
I've seen that.
Oh.
The movie's creepy, and I understand why you lunatic hipsters think it's great, but...
I think we should wear those outfits to the foot golf tournament this year.
I think you should too.
Cruisers FC taking on Atlanta United FC this past Saturday in a monsoon. Lads, is a formation you're familiar 4-2-3-1 with Zach Steffen in net. Awful Mensah, Josh Williams, and Sean Francis across the back, not to be confused with Waylon Francis. Artur and Trapp in the middle. Sanch, Higuain, Robinho on the wings and attacking mid. And your boy Jossie Zardes up top. Subs, Hector Jimenez came on for Harrison Awful because he had a smashed and broken head in the 31st. Ricardo Clark, the old man, comes on for Pipa in the 73rd. And Justin Merman comes on for Sanch in the 81st. Cards, nothing. Nada. Not one. Goals, Sanch gets us off the schneid in the second minute. Jossie Zardes, your boy, in the 39th, makes it 2-0. That was the finality of it, lads. Drabs, I'm just going to keep saying this until something happens. Last loss at Monterey Stadium came on Wednesday, June 13th, 2018 against Atlanta United. We are now 9-0-2. Since that game, Crew moved to the top of the Eastern Conference while Atlanta moves to the bottom and extends their season-opening winless stretch to 4 games. You hate to see it. The story of this game was not the result on the field as much as it was the weather that was pummeling it. Drab's most miserable game I've ever been to, including any and all of the cold and or snowy games. What was it like for you on the failing west side of the stadium, my friend?
Oh, my gosh. Well, so first of all, I'm happy to announce that our brand new canopy survived its inaugural experience because, of course, the day we bust out a new pricey canopy at Mini Tailgate, it's like, oh, yeah, let's shit all over this thing and see what happens. West Side was, basically it was one of those games where once you got wet, who gave a fuck? Right?
I gave a fuck.
Hello.
Yeah,
no.
I cared.
Okay, well, I guess once you were wet and drunk as hell, who gave a fuck? So how long?
I was near you for quite some time, and you did not.
Yeah, no.
Are you still talking about the soccer game?
Yeah. I stayed the entire game, and it was
Have you been to a more miserable game at Monterey Stadium?
Probably not, but I just didn't feel miserable.
Ugh.
And of course, having a win helps. Having a win against Atlanta United helps.
First time.
Like, it was fun to watch. Like, the game was utter trash, garbage bullshit. I mean, the field was as good as you could hope for it to be in record-breaking rain. Like, it was hilarious. My favorite thing is that video of Pedro juggling the ball down the field because he couldn't dribble anymore. Like, that's a once in a lifetime experience. And yeah, it was miserable, but it was also fun.
Dan and I, you were there.
Yes.
Miserable, glorious. What say you?
Yes. I went to the first two games. I was sick, really sick for the first game for the home opener, and they were both like, it was hovering just below 40 degrees for both of those games.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was cold. So the first one, it was terrible. I didn't even have a voice. The second one, like, I'm on antibiotics, still same kind of thing. And then this one, of course, it's a monsoon. At least it wasn't, as
also,
cold.
Like, it was pretty close.
It got even colder.
By the time we left, it was just as cold.
Yeah.
I had much more whiskey this game for either than the first two, so I'm with that. But I also, thank you. I knew it was going to rain, so like I went to Lowe's and I got me and my buddy like two big ass like rain 2-piece ponchos. So
nice.
My hands were soaked and my feet were soaked and my face was cold. But aside from that, I was fine. And I was standing right behind Orb for most of the game. But yeah, it was a great experience, and I think it was record breaking. I think it was almost 2 inches of rain that night.
Yeah.
So, and there was
broke the record by a full half an inch.
Yeah. There was
enough about my Saturday night.
That was a softball, but yeah.
Thank you.
That's what Pam said.
I'll break that half inch out anytime you want, Traps. Sean Satara, you told me there was a certain percentage of rain that fell for like on an annual basis. Like we get, basically, you told me it was like 5% of our annual rainfall came on that night.
Yeah, we had I think 1.97 inches that night, which was like 50. It was like 0.5. It was like a whole half inch over the record, which was 1987.
That's the year you were born, dog.
Yeah, I know.
Damn.
Yeah, it's over a 30-year-old record. And yeah, I can't remember what the exact numbers were, but yeah, that was 5% of our average yearly precipitation, not rainfall. Precipitation, so that's
including snow.
Yeah,
Jesus
it's precipitation.
Christ. That's even crazier.
I did say rainfall in the tweet, but the correct term was precipitation, so it includes snow.
Wow.
Which is measured after it melts, I believe. But still, I might be wrong about that, but still, it's a lot. 5% in a single 24-hour period is insane. So anybody who thought that the field was shitty because of that, like any field is going to look that way. Like there's nothing you can do about that kind of rain.
I've said it a couple times in the last few years. We've had a shitload of weather delays, but it's whatever for the team on the field. But if you have a shitty Columbus Crew podcast, the Benny Hill theme song type of game that happens when you can't kick the ball further than 5. We can't talk anything about it. We can't fucking even discuss this game.
It wasn't even soccer.
No.
Right.
Like the statistics shouldn't count for this game.
Yeah.
Because
the game should have
possession or pass completion.
Like the referee should be. He should get in trouble.
There was
he should have stopped.
There was a big hullabaloo about that. Did you see? It was like the 80-something minute. Like they pulled everybody off
like
the field.
67th, yeah.
Yeah, they pull everyone off the field because it's like even the ref didn't they changed. I looked up during that delay, and it was like because I kept saying in the delay it was like in 2014 they're like, oh, if a game gets played past the 75th minute, then you can call it complete and you don't have to play anymore. However, apparently they changed it in 2017, and then that rule was null and void.
You gotta make it up.
You'd have to make it up if you played anything less than 90. So that's why the ref was unsure, and he checked. I think he checked with both coaches, and the teams, and they're like, nope, we're this far along. Let's just finish it. So that's why no stoppage time in the second half.
Trap
90
said
minutes,
as much.
you're done.
Trap definitely said we want to, and good for him for being honest in his post game interview. where he was like, "Yeah, no, it wasn't really soccer anymore, but we were up 2-0. So what the fuck are you going to do?"
Yeah, I mean, which is obviously like the reverse is obviously that's why Atlanta wanted to stop.
Yeah,
because they knew we're down 2-0. No one else is probably going to score in this shit show.
Yes.
Like, if we can get the game stopped, then we can play it again tomorrow under better circumstances. And
Although-
hopefully we can claw our way back.
I do wonder, what do you think the field would have been like Sunday morning, given that it then dropped below freezing that night?
Well,
it can only drain so much.
I don't know what time it stopped raining, but
like I feel like
the grounds
10
crew
the next morning.
Well, the
it's
grounds
still gonna be
the grounds crew would have been there all night.
The squeegee crew.
The ground like doing whatever. So aerating and squeegeeing and
I will say there was one thing.
they probably actually honestly, if they'd called the game, I bet they would have probably covered the field.
Oh, sure.
To try to stop any more water from getting onto it, but I don't know. I'm not a grass specialist.
There was a moment at the very end that made me very happy. The whistle blows, and then you just see Bendick run out and like slip and slides in the middle of the box, like into Nordic. He just looked so happy to be there. I'm like, we still haven't seen a whole lot of him this year, but I'm like, he looks happy to be here.
We've seen too much of him.
Yeah.
I saw his wife and his 2-year-old and 6-month-old in Charleston sitting out in the pouring rain for 17 minutes, and I kept thinking when is she going to take that baby inside? And
once it drowns.
Yeah, finally she did, and then Joel Bendick came over. I never know how to say his last name. Joe? Joe
Not
Bendick.
Joel.
Or is it Bednick or Bendick?
Bendick.
Bendick.
It's like if you were to take that 1.5 inch dick that you've got and bend it.
It's a record-setting half of an inch, John.
Yeah.
Is that he came over and he's like, "Where's my wife?" And I can't.
To you specifically?
To
what'd you do with her?
Three of us were sitting where
you look like the kind of guy who'd get drunk and dance fight a woman. So where's my wife?
God damn it, Houston! No, we were standing where she was sitting, and somebody like Orb Gardner or something was like, "Oh, she left," and he's like, "Cool, thanks, friends." Hello,
she left
Joel
with another
Bendick.
guy. Why?
Yeah.
Do you ask?
Somebody stole your baby, and she went on a date. Moving on. But this is what happens when we have a front office who didn't give a shit about the team and failed to push back at all against MLS scheduling for the 2019 season. I mean, you get 6 out of the first 9 games at home, including 3 in March during the literal fucking winter. You get shitty weather, and it's bad for business and bad for business metrics. Shame on all the people who were Austin FC employees disguised as fucking crew people last year. Tim Bezbachenko said it himself, you can push back against dates. We had 3 home games in fucking winter, and this is what happens. So go fuck yourself, everyone that went to, all you turncoat ass bags that went to Austin and didn't do shit for Columbus. And if you ever ask me about that, I'll say that I didn't say it. One love. Hashtag one love.
You didn't say the thing that we just recorded?
Right.
Yeah,
That will be on the internet.
You should
tomorrow.
put an edit point just in case.
1 minute and 50 seconds into the game, Drabs Sanch slam homes a deflection off an Artur cross, and it's 1-0 Columbus. Credit to Sanch for being where he needed to be and not screwing up a chance that if anyone was going to screw up, it would have been him. Was Caleb Porter right to predict big things from Sanch in 2019?
No. I mean, here's the thing. I don't want to sound like a hater, but literally that ball fell to his feet. And he needed to fucking put it in. And good for him for not screwing it up in that context, because a non-zero number of players in that situation, their eyes would get huge and they'd sky it, or they'd take an extra touch and the keeper would get in front of it, and he did his job and he put it away.
Yeah. I'm
not ready to call it a turnaround yet. I'm not actively calling for his head, but I need
Passively.
to see.
He's passively
Why would
doing
you be
it.
calling for his head at all?
Give me
He
that
scored
head.
a goal. Give me his head.
Metaphorically speaking, John. No.
Yeah, poops.
Yeah. No, good for him, but I'm not satisfied yet. And hopefully he's not satisfied either.
Yeah.
This, at best, should be the start of something happening.
Well, him scoring with his right foot and Jossie scoring with his left means both goal scorers scored with their off foot. Hi, Dan Nye. Zach Steffen doing Zach Steffen things again. Atlanta easily could have had 3 goals in that game, and I think they probably would have against any other keeper on our roster. How terrified of you are the day that comes when we lose Zach Steffen.
So much. I'm so scared. That's why I said, I can say lots of positive things towards Bendick's attitude being here, but I'm still worried about, like you said, I saw a stat too the other day on Twitter where it was like most saves in the month of March.
Most
and it was
prevented
like,
goals.
Prevented goals. It was over 4.
Yeah.
Stefan was like right at the top. And
The only one who was over 4.
The only one who's over 4. And it's like, oh, Lordy. Like that's, and to be fair, like our defense, I feel like has not conceded a lot of goals or like opportunities this season. The couple games I said I was sick for, I was sitting with my buddy right near midfield. It's been very pretty to watch our formation change. As soon as we go on defense, it's not the formation we see to start. They seamlessly transition into a 4-4-2. Like you see people go right up there next to Jazzy and they kind of chase a little bit, but then it's like it's really pretty. It's like 3 straight lines, and it's like the defense is so nice doing that. Like the chances people are getting, if 1 or 2 more of those go in, we have much tighter games, and I think we have harder games ahead of us. So, yeah, nervous.
That's pretty dang cool.
Sean Sitar, the wetness, the wet boy. 39th minute, great ball from Higuain to Rubinho. He gets freed up. He finds Jossie Zardes unmarked in the box, and Jossie one-touches it home to give us a final scoreline of 2-0. A lot has been said of the ability for Jossie to sense the players around him in the box and to create space. I'm curious to know what you think of Jossie Zardes' evolution as a striker. But every time I said this yesterday in the Speakeasy at Land Grant, like every time Jossie does something good, I'm like, Los Angeles thought he was a left back.
Right back. Remember, he has
right back, yeah.
He has what is it? The most minutes outside of Jimenez at right back on our team right now.
God damn, that's just so stupid. He has like 37 goals in like a year and
it's weird too because that was Siggy that did that to him.
Wasn't it?
And you'd think that
was it Siggy?
Yeah,
I mean, he was there at the end, wasn't he? But
I'm pretty sure it was Siggy.
Who was there before?
Bruce Arena.
Yeah,
it wasn't Bruce Arena.
It was Arena shit.
Was it?
Wasn't it?
I thought it was Bruce that started it.
Yeah. I mean, it seems
I don't
like
know.
a Bruce
Irrelevant.
thing to do.
Both of those guys should
There were 2
know
coaching
better.
staffs that thought this guy's a right back.
So it's weird.
And Greg Berhalter was like, "No, he's the best
he's
number
the
9 in America."
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he is. It was great. It was on. It was. It was the right move. It was the right move.
Yeah. There's a lot to be said for
defense
that.
didn't look very good on either of our goals, but I mean the move was genius, and for Rubinho to be able to pick his head up and see that that's the move he's making and play it there is great, and not something we've seen necessarily from the other wingers. So that was nice. Good for him to get his first assist. I still think he's a really good candidate for leading the team in assists this year, and so getting his first one's nice. And what the fuck is that? And
That's the sound of somebody coming off the bench.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like Dan said about Zach. I mean, I said it in our preseason show. I really think that that's our most pressing roster concern is finding a legitimate replacement for him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's nuts, which is why he's going where he's going for the amount that he's going for. And when he goes, we're going to notice.
Yeah.
So.
Him and Trapp, man. I think both of them are gone. Nothing to be taken from the second half. That was barely soccer. I don't even want to talk about it.
What makes you think Trapp's gone so strongly?
Because I think that he wants to be gone, and as soon as somebody makes a legitimate offer, I think that they'll take it.
I didn't know if there was something I missed. Or
Where do you think he goes? Like anywhere to lower tier EPL?
Out of America.
Somewhere in fucking Scotland or somewhere in England. Either one.
Hopefully not
somewhere
Scotland.
in Europe, but
that's
probably
not
not necessarily a top flight.
Yeah. Like, if he's like slumming it up somewhere like Aberdeen, I'm like, okay, well, I mean, you got what you wanted, but you're in a worse spot, and that team sucks, and everyone who likes it sucks. So, go fuck yourself, Menor. Let's move on to color impressions. Combination of impressions and the word color, which as a word is it's like talking about what things look like. So, Drabs, we go to you first. Your color impression is the match, my friend.
My color impression of the match is green. Green like the beautiful grass, even after record-breaking rain. Not an inch of mud anywhere on that field, despite all the rain.
Yeah, no shit. It held up tremendously well.
Yeah, like it couldn't drain because the ground was saturated, but any other field in that kind of thing, like it'd be fucking destroyed. And that shit was pristine.
I'd like to give a big shout out to us at Tifo Sweat for not, or whomever Tifo Sweat is, for not destroying that field. Because there are times, Sean, when we're there working on stuff, and we could step on the field, but we don't, John. We walk. What we do is we walk around it. So a lot of credit to myself or whomever they are. Dan and I, your color impression of the match, my friend.
You said color, so color. What things look like? Do you mean like a shape or?
That'll work. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go sphere, like the ball that they were playing with, and maybe like what? Just I wanted to hammer back. Somebody made
the color sphere.
The color sphere. Well, I was going to say the color moist and give a trigger warning, but either way. And I will say somebody made a GIF immediately, like the following day, of Santos running down, juggling that ball, and I was like, "Do you know how impressive that is? He's literally running in an inch and a half of water and possessing the ball."
Fucking Mike Hudson just got here. Why? Why are you here? What are you doing here? John Zadar, your color impression of the match, my friend. There he is. There he is right there.
That is indeed Mike Hudson.
I'm going to go with...
Boo. Boo, Mike Hudson. Poops. Boo.
Yeah, poops. You live like 2 hours away from here. How do you keep coming here for games or for shows? Just go ahead and cough over everything. That's fine.
Oh, he's here for a reason. Good God.
If there are spiders in that cup, I'm going to be very upset.
It looks... I see liquid, so it's liquid spiders.
Oh, that's the worst kind. What?
He's going to throw them in your face.
Oh, no! Is that like the liquid spiders that got put into your hot water heater at home, so that whenever you get into the shower,
Sorry,
Darby, I don't want
pours
to hear
spiders out?
I don't. This is. I won't. We
Nightmare
won't
fuel.
allow this. We will not allow this. Back to you, John.
My color for the match is liquid spiders.
Liquid spiders like what?
Liquid spiders like the thing that comes out of your shower.
Oh, that's great. Liquid spiders. My color impression is I'm not talking about liquid spiders anymore. I can't fucking do it. Drobs, what if I told you there was a cure for the scourge? That is why ever the fuck Mike Hudson is here right now.
Is it liquid spiders?
No, Drobs, it's definitely not. It's knowledge.
And now,
Whoop-de-doo.
an ACES radio exclusive.
What does it all mean, Panther?
Cracking the code. They say it.
Everything we do is for the city.
What?
We explain it.
Who we are is for the city.
You reap the benefits.
What? They speak English and what? What? English, motherfucker! Do you speak it? Yeah!
And it's all for Columbus.
For Columbus, indeed. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls alike, to another edition of Cracking the Code, where we take something that Greg Berhalter says, and then we go back to Ralph Trudell.
Friends of the Ralph Trudell Show can save 10% on purchases over $25 using promo code. Get ready for this. Write it down. Super hard. Ralph.
Fan-fucking-tastic. Thanks, Ralph. This week's Cracking the Code clip comes to us from none other than... where's he from? Bay Village, Ohio? Brad Friedel? Lakewood. Or wherever the fuck he's from. This week's Cracking the Code clip comes to us from none other than... like Eurosnob fuckboy Brad Friedel, who was talking to the media because his team sucks balls since he took it over and they can't do shit. And he had the following to say, instead of taking any responsibility for the performance on the field, he had the following to say in 3, 2, 1.
The mentality of a player in this league, a lot of the players, when they lose, it doesn't hurt enough. There's not relegation. They don't get fined. They don't have fans waiting by their cars. They don't have people beating them up. They don't have the pressures they have in other leagues. Hashtag YOLO swag 24/7 blaze. Let me smash.
I've been waiting for 2 weeks to talk about this, Drabs.
It's basically the only reason you agreed to do the podcast today, I believe.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
like,
very
I just
upset.
need this, and then that's it.
He's literally, I'll hold off my rant, but he's literally glorifying the worst parts of, like, sport in general. He's like, oh, the things that are the worst things don't exist here, so my team is weak. Back to you, Drabs. Your thoughts on the Cracking the Code clip.
Yeah, no, like you alluded to, he blamed every segment of soccer existence except for one. So he blamed the players. He blamed the lack of promotion relegation. He blamed the fans. He didn't wind up blaming the coach or the coaching staff. And that feels like, he's pointing fingers everywhere but himself. And also, if you think this doesn't hurt, realize that every goddamn player on that field is a professional.
Yeah.
And this sort of ties into the mythology of players play better for the fans when they're allowed to work. They are professionals.
Yes.
They have done this their entire lives.
No matter
They
what
do
Frankie
it for a
Hayda tells
living.
you, they're not playing for the fucking fans.
Yeah, and they're not. I mean, pride is a factor, but they're not just playing for pride. They're paying for their financial well-being, for their families, for their future.
Because it's their fucking job?
Because it's their calling.
Yeah.
Like, if you think that they're soft and they don't care and that they aren't bothered by a loss, you're fucking wrong.
They talk about relegation like it's the only, negative thing that could possibly come in the world of sport. Like, Dan and I, me and Darbs and John Zadar, we're just like, we are very anti-cosplay, soccer, Euro trash fuckboy here on this program. So maybe you're not, but your thoughts on the Cracking the Code clip?
You do look like a cosplay fuckboy.
Yes,
Yeah,
all of the
I've always said
above.
about you.
Maybe I shouldn't have showed up in like full Tekken garb, but that's on me. So.
I mean, there is a half-kit wanker here in the room right now.
I mean, it was me as well, but it's only the lower kit under my work pants. So, I mean, it's more. I can in for Devil's Advocate, I can low-key see what he's trying to do and what he's trying to say, but in the way he's trying to do it, like this isn't something that like. This seems like a locker room speech gone off the rails, where it's like you guys, kind of like you guys don't know how good you have it. This is where it could be, blah blah blah. And we talked about it a little bit earlier before we started recording. And I don't think he's in, especially in the social media context that we live in nowadays. Of course, everyone's going to talk about this. Of course, everyone's going to be like, "Well, this is just another reason not to accept us as a mass appeal sport," because you have people who are. Denigrating it like this and trying to bring it back to those base levels. It's like, oh, you've seen Green Street Hooligans? Yeah, it's like that, but with players where it's cool that people beat each other up. And it's like, no, like, Darbs has a great point. Like, these are professionals. They are getting paid to be there. And, like, you would think, given the right set of circumstances, they will perform optimally and get you better results. So
without the threat of violence.
Exactly. Where's the disconnect?
Without the threat of violence.
Yeah.
I think the disconnect is Brad Friedel's a fuckboy who played in Turkey when he was 23 and then, played for two teams in Liverpool and fucking wherever else he played. Everton or some shit. Where did he play? Arsenal?
I think it was Arsenal. I think that was one of the ones you rattled off.
Tottenham or something. Like, you want to talk about relegation-proof teams, rather.
Yeah.
Those teams aren't going fucking anywhere. John Zadar, your thoughts on this fuckboy?
This is lame.
Lame.
It's lame.
I like
mic drop.
Yeah. There's not really anything else to say about it. It's lame. It's a bunch of nonsense from a guy whose academy failed, whose coaching career is now failing.
And also, you chose to fucking be here.
Yeah. And,
like, if you think this league is so shit with all that, why the fuck are you here?
Yeah. So
before last week's win against Minnesota, his team had 3 wins since last fucking June. Because what? People aren't getting beat up outside of Toby Keith's All-American fucking bandstand
Yeah,
grill?
you know what's never like made anyone do anything better? Like the stress and like anxiety and fear associated with the thought that if you don't perform better, you might get like physical harm, acted out upon you.
Oh yeah,
like that doesn't fucking make anybody do anything better. Like it's just ridiculous and nonsensical and it honestly, like, the fault lies only with him and his staff. Like,
that's right.
I mean, New England has plenty of players on that team. I literally was saying it when we played them in week 2, week 2, right? Yeah. I was like, it's so weird to look at this New England team because it's got so many players on it that were just like touted to be such talents. Your Gundez, your Teal Bunbury, your Juan Agadello. I mean, there's a couple others on there too. It's just
Scott
and then
Caldwell.
what's his name? Lee Wynn left. Which I'm guessing probably because of this kind of shit that we're now seeing come out. Probably this toxic, crappy attitude about stuff.
Kai Kamara, Lee Wynn.
Yeah, like
the list goes on.
So you can't tell me that a team with players who were that good and have left, and some who are that good and still remain, that it's not a coaching or structural issue from the manager.
Yeah,
Like,
the vast majority of
I just
MLS players who don't have
not
Brad
buying
Friedel
it.
as their coach seem to perform well
Yeah, I'm
without
not
the threat
buying
of
it.
fucking violence. And as an American sports fan, I'd like to point out a short list of people who didn't have promotion and relegation and seemed to perform well. Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, Boomer Esiason, Chris
I love
Sabo,
how old this list is.
Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods,
He just
LeBron
Googled it.
James.
Jim Brown, LeBron James, Wayne Gretzky. You know, like these people somehow weren't getting the shit kicked out of them every night in the parking lot when they, went 4 for 15 from the fucking free throw line.
Yeah.
And had no threat of relegation. They seem to perform quite well. What makes soccer different? I'll tell you what. Brad Friedel is a shitty fucking coach. That's what makes it different.
It's just a dangerous attitude to have being projected by a person in a position such as his. And I think it's kind of concerning to me that the league doesn't appear to be intending to punish him for saying these things.
Yeah, the strength of MLS is that we don't have to put up with hooliganism.
Yeah.
And we don't have to worry about players getting their families fucking firebombed. And
Maybe they are. Maybe they've fined him, and there's just something that they didn't.
I hope
they
so.
didn't
I don't
have
know.
it announced and
Do you-
don't plan to announce. But I would like it if they did do that to announce it, and if they haven't, then I would like them to do it.
Yeah, but do you think the league with the commissioner who said both sides, we don't police our fans' behavior is really going to come down on him?
Don, I want the Nazis' money, Garber. Probably. Yeah, that's a fair point.
yeah, no, that's a great point.
I've seen that on a plaque somewhere.
A lot of soul searching MLS has to do right now. Are you going to support the Nazis? Are you going to not find a guy?
It comes down to like
You're not going to find a guy that fucking says that players should be getting the shit kicked out of them at their cars?
It's something different now, right? Like these are not sporting topics. These are like moral and personal topics, and it comes down to like, well,
so they're easy.
They are easy,
Theoretically.
but they see the same and worse stuff happening in other leagues, and those leagues are getting away with it.
Look what's happening in Italy right now.
So why change?
I mean, it's so inconsistent. I am fully a fan of don't be a dick as a fan, right? But
as a person,
you throw one fucking beer can on a field, and the league will come down on you with both feet.
Yeah,
right. Like that's a legit thing. You get your privileges taken away.
As well they should.
If you throw things,
yeah.
So like, you can't talk out of the one side of your mouth like even the slightest infraction is. And they went to the new 2-tier thing this year with the like major and minor infractions. But yeah, you got a coach who's saying, "Oh, maybe if they were fearing for their lives, they'd play better." And it's like, no big deal.
We always knew the worst fuckboy Euro snobs were from America. They're not from Europe. I just didn't know they were coaches in this league. All this to say, now I think the studio audience knows.
And knowing is half the battle.
Say what again?
He's absolutely right.
Say what one more time.
Oh my goodness.
What? There's a puppy right there. Sorry about that. What happened? Blocked out.
I want to pet it. I want to pet you.
Was that a big Gary? What size Gary was that?
That's like 15 Garys.
That's like double-digit Garys.
He's a princess.
It's not over there anymore, my cousin.
Dogs have their own voices in your head?
Dogs don't talk. Stop it.
Why'd you get close to me to tell him that?
Yeah, he really didn't
You were
talk
the
into the
closest
microphone.
You didn't talk.
He just
don't
kind
come
of,
back.
He just kind of.
Also, Mike, why did you start rubbing his shoulders and kiss the back of his head?
He put his
That's
hot
just
breath in
weird.
your ear is what he did, John.
I'm glad I have these headphones on. Yeah.
Man Balls of the Week. It's a combination of Man of the Match and Game Balls, which as a term is too long as opposed to Mike Breath's wet, hot breath, which is perfectly formed. Drabs, we go to you first. Your Man Balls of the Week, my friend.
First man ball is going to go to Zach. He did have a couple of really key saves in suboptimal conditions. It's bullshit that he was on the bench for the team of the week. Stefan Fry can suck it.
Yeah. He's good, just not as good as
he's just not.
Stefan.
Yeah, like congratulations on your 3 saves in perfect weather conditions. Anyway, second man ball goes to
Poopy Pants.
Yeah. Second man ball goes to Twitterless Kristen for being such a rough lass. She was there with me the entire game, all the way through the end.
She was not happy about that.
I mean, she's recovering from pneumonia nicely currently. So
does she have pneumonia?
She has an unrelated illness.
She's sick.
She's sick, but she was getting sick Saturday. No.
The threat of
I want
violence.
to go home. I want to go home. I'm not having fun. I'm cold.
Yeah,
Shut
'cause-
up, bitch. This game's almost over.
Darby was waiting by the car.
She's
when
recovering from an unrelated
You look
incident.
at me, you're like, yeah, that guy's
It's an upper
capable of
body
physical
injury. Yeah.
violence, definitely. Yeah. People look at me and they're like, look at his arms, look at his aggressive nature. He clearly isn't.
A lot of girlfriends in this mini tailgate don't know what it's like to have someone waiting to beat the shit out of them at their car. A suboptimal performance in the stands.
No, so that academy, the Bradfield, it didn't fail. It just only put out Darby.
Oh, you hate to see it.
Boom. Roasted.
Moving the fuck on. Dan Nye, your 2-man balls of the week, my friend.
I'm going to do one just to awful because that's sad and he probably won't have a chance to get one for a while. And then actually, I'll do the other one since we did see the monsoon. I'll do the other one to Trap because I think he was doing a lot of really good work that you can't really like quantify. And it's one of those things where you're watching the game and it's like more worse things did not happen because he was really holding down that middle.
Yeah. More worse things did not happen.
You know
Is
what?
The tagline of ACES Radio.
More worse things did not happen.
Yeah. Welcome to episode 114. More worse things did not happen. John Zadar, your 2-man balls of the week.
Yeah, the real reason that more worse things did not happen is because Zach Steffen was playing goalie, so he gets my 1-man ball. Then my other man ball goes to Sporting Kansas City for their record-breaking drubbing
7-1
of
smashing.
Montreal.
How mad were you when that goal snuck in there at the
I
end?
had no idea that it even happened until we were like hours past the game.
I was
Until you
very
watched the
upset,
replay
yeah, I
2
was
days
very
later,
upset.
like the rest of us. Yeah.
Yeah, no, there was a 7-1 dick smashing and a 5-0 dick smashing in MLS. And then a very, very wonderful 2-0 dick smashing by the FC.
Drowning?
The FC Rough Lads got smashed by Philadelphia Union. Good for you guys. Good for you.
Do you know who FC Cincinnati's next 2 opponents are?
No one cares.
Probably Sporting Kansas City and LAFC. I knew it. You guys are going to go down.
Hey, don't worry. You've got a great scoring threat.
But they
who's gonna be sitting at home.
beat
I'd
Atlanta
also,
or whatever.
I'd also like to take a man ball away from Fernando Adi for being a stupid asshole who drove drunk Sunday
You
morning.
hate to see it.
Yeah.
You do hate to see that.
Doing
well, he's a Cincinnati
105
professional
miles an
athlete.
hour.
There's something contractually that they're like obligated to get arrested.
Yeah.
Like you must get arrested at least 3 times a year.
Marvin Lewis woke up
what
in the
a-
middle of the night. He's like, "Why am I not a coach? And why is that guy not
What
on
a
my team?"
signing. Injured and now suspended indefinitely.
People in Cincinnati hate him. Like they hate him. They thought he
that
was going
real?
to come into USL and just like Pedro Sanchez it up and score all the goals, but no, he did not.
He wasn't really even like doing that at Portland.
No.
He
That's
only
why
had, like-
Portland was willing to
only
get
had-
rid of
yeah,
him.
he only had like 9 goals there.
Yeah,
like, that's fine.
They're lads. They have unrealistic expectations.
Yeah, it's almost like none of them know anything about soccer. I saw them asking if they would postpone the game for the rain.
I bless
on
the
Twitter.
reins. I bless the reins, John. My first man ball goes to Zach Steffen. What else can you say?
Zach?
Yes.
Zach
Steffen.
He's the best player in MLS at his position, and we're going to miss him. My second man ball goes to Andres Mendoza for being possibly the greatest player in franchise history, and that is it. That is it for segment 1. My God, 52 minutes.
Do you think we'll find out when he dies?
Who, Andres Mendoza?
Yeah, like, do you think we'll know?
Yeah, I mean, our line to cocaine will dry up, John. We'll know pretty immediately. We will not be partying that night. If you've enjoyed the shit lordery and the toe and your toes turning up, and what do they say? Like, oh, my toe curled. The toe curling lunacy of Mike
who are you
Hudson's
asking?
hot breath on the nape of your neck.
Sometimes when he gets stuck in these things, you can tell because he's staring off into the middle distance, just like,
This is
your
what
toes curling, pumpkins are square now, and like, it's just like, what? Nothing you're saying.
This is what happened to Brad Guzan right before he fell over last week.
The battery's
like,
powered
shit,
down.
we need to reboot Morgan.
His face has turned the color of his sweatshirt.
Right finger.
First of all, this is what is this, a drug rug?
A sweater?
Is it a
It's
t-shirt
not a
quality?
drug. Oh, God, no.
Only 20 seconds left on this drop, lads. You're listening to the trash pit known as ACES Radio. We're coming back on segment 2 with Dan Nye for the second time. My friends, my mapaches, this is the trash pit known as ACES Radio.
I really want John Zadar dead.
Failure. Sad.
Now we blasting off into the ozone. The way we kick it in the dojo is local for show. That we paving the road that's opposed to the dodo. Going over your head like a top hat. Stop that. I know you hear me spitting these hot raps. Now watch that beat, cause it's about to drop. feature, but I say elevated so that all God's creatures can hear me shout it out like my name is Aretha. Getting R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Drive by, see the looks on your faces. Cause I'm in full E-F-F-E-C-T. Jet setting on a daily basis. David F, man, you don't stop. David, David, you won't stop. We can rock it till the city takes off. Mr. Captain, yeah, I'm an ace pilot, yeah. I wanna spin my wings and fly. To all my people in coach, and to my first class folks, we'll show you how to scrape the sky. As the curvature of the earth takes shape, fly fast forward like a videotape and no cape. Just follow my jet stream, proud in the clouds on the boom in your precinct. I'll have no trampoline, black box in the pocket of my jet jeans. Shine with the stars so bright, even NYC sees me. Get that?
Oh, yeah, baby. Ignorant sluts, shedlords, celebrity fans, founders of Crew Union who are spending the weekend in penitentiary prison, and 2 fat Indians who are actually 3 fat Indians and not fat, and according to Shrek, possibly not even Indian. Welcome back. It is episode 114 of ACES Radio. My name is Carol Seaver. Thank you for joining us here on the Trash Pocket. And if you're hearing the sound of my voice, it can mean only one thing. We are on segment 2, and we have a celebrity guest in our presence for you. You know him from segment 1. He was here already. You know, that guy.
No, that was around.
Toe curling, hot breath on the nape of your neck.
All things that described to me in the past.
Oh,
keep going.
God, what a treat this guy is.
Front massaging.
Front massaging.
A front
it has
massage
worked
man.
once. I'm 1 for 1.
Did we talk about that on the air or off the
We
air?
talked about that off the air.
Off the air.
Apparently, that's my go-to moves. It's,
Yeah.
it's lasted for years at this point in time.
Don't massage people's shoulders that you're not trying to have sex with consensually.
That's the conclusion we came to.
Yes,
Yeah.
don't do that, especially from the front. Like, what the who? What?
No, just don't massage from the front.
Since we started off
That's
with
a
so
whole
much
separate
eye
rule.
contact, I mean, it's kind of, the next logical step.
I mean, it's good that you found somebody who's into serial killers. I mean, that's great for you.
I was so
but-
lonely for so long.
Oh, my God. I mean,
So many lamps.
Yeah, you were alone, and then you were with somebody, and then they just went away, and they were delicious, and then you were alone again.
Oh, my.
Appropriate.
The fuck on. We're going to start you off with the same question,
Sure.
Dan, that we ask of all of our celebrity guests, including you once already. How would Crew fans know you?
Oh, I go to games. I'm on Twitter talking about Crew a lot. There was a thing I feel like recently where it was like, what kinds of Twitter are you a part of? Mm-hmm. So I'd be like, you didn't see this? It's like I'd be on like Crew Twitter.
I wasn't part of that Twitter.
Like
he's talking
film
about.
Twitter. You're only Crew Twitter, so it'd be like
the Twitter that talks about the parts of Twitter.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm not
Meta
part
Twitter.
Of that.
Yeah.
I'm down with meta shit. So Crew Twitter, film Twitter. I don't know if there's anything else. Maybe GIFs. I like GIFs. I like Inception noises too. That was a good widget I had on my phone for a while. Yeah, it's okay. I like dangling in the wind. Keep me out here for a while.
You had a widget?
There are 3 of them.
Would that have any relation to an app?
No. You have an Android. You should know what a widget is.
Dude, I have an app that is just Hi-Yo.
I use like the
Hey Now, I'm
calendar widget, and that's basically it.
No, so essentially it was a button on one of my home screens that I would hit, and it would just make that noise.
Oh, it's not available anymore.
But that had to be connected to an app.
Yeah.
It was the first.
Oh, yeah, widgets are
Hey,
like
John.
connected to apps.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, John.
What's up?
We're doing segment 2, sorry.
No,
There are
apologize.
4
I
of
don't
them.
care.
Moving on.
I was still watching a video.
He literally had head buds.
I was
or
halfway
earbuds
through
on
that
under
thing when
his
you guys
headphones.
started, and I wasn't fucking stopping. So
It was, but it was.
I almost couldn't even hear you, which was great. Those things are awesome.
It was very
That's also
appropriate
what she
because it
said.
was nice. It was Inception headphones and headphones.
I do that actually very frequently.
There are 5 of them.
Because then people can't see you're wearing the earbuds.
No, just because I need to listen to 2 different things from 2 different devices.
Last time you were here,
you
Dan,
like to party.
you talked to us about 2 separate things. You talked to us about your podcast,
Sure.
and you talked to us about Mary Contrary. I want you to refamiliarize the studio audience with both things and tell us what they are, how we can interact with them, and update us on those. And Mike Hudson sucks. Breath is on the back of the nape of your neck.
Oh, well, now I have to do this with an erection.
Back to you. That was very funny.
Yeah, poops.
Back to you.
But any kind of breath, really. It's. I guess I talked about the podcast a little bit last time. I have public shame that I have since very much like earned because this is a very professional setup we have here.
Thank you.
I had a very similar professional setup, and we couldn't figure out why it wasn't working for a little while. And I literally just, for my podcast, for Ramble On About Movies, and I changed, because I record it all, you do it all onto a laptop. I do it all onto my phone. Just like recording.
Oh, my fucking God.
Just recording an audio file.
Jesus Christ.
It actually worked. Well, I say it actually works, but this was my shame, and I'm still beating myself up for it, because the longest time, the microphone was not being acknowledged by my phone, and that's the saddest.
You hate to see that.
Hooray. But no, I can't say officially phase 3. We actually have. I actually implored a lot of people because it was like, I understand, like going back and listening to old episodes. I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't listen to this either. This is fucking atrocious. It's been recording with the goddamn.
You should hear episode 113 of Aces Radio.
I think I did.
Even as recently as that. I think why are people here?
I mean,
is that this episode?
To be fair, I drift in and out, so...
Yeah. Listen, Morgan has a hard enough time updating these slides to have actual questions and the correct guest. Don't ask him to put the episode numbers on as well.
So yeah, we talk about movies. We do stuff like that. We have fun things. We do movie reviews. Follow us at the random social medias. Mary Contrary is still a thing. We're still doing ready. We changed a little bit.
The name of your podcast?
Yeah, what's that
No,
called?
the podcast is Ramble On About Movies, which I said once.
Because otherwise it's going to be hard for them to follow.
He said it, Darby. You just weren't paying attention.
I'm old, and I'm old with kids.
I like that John was correcting with that. Clearly, he doesn't have earbuds in anymore.
Headbuds, according to Drafts.
Headbuds.
Jesus Christ, that's one of the oldest man things you've ever said.
Sounds like a moth laying eggs in your skull.
Watch out for those headbuds.
Oh, we got a headbug situation, do we?
Liquid spiders? Get your liquid spiders, yeah.
Liquid spiders? 2 for a nickel.
You know how you get rid of headbuds, right?
With liquid spiders.
Liquid spiders.
Yeah.
Just pour them right in the air.
Tune into segment.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Mike, give me the liquid spiders.
He drank them all.
Darby Sharpus has entered the game.
But the other thing I was doing, Morgan's like, you have stuff to promote? I'm like, sure, I guess.
Yeah, why not?
Still doing American Cherry, updating that. We did the Indiegogo. Didn't raise a whole lot of money, which is fine. I didn't expect to raise a whole lot. But what we did take, we are going to revamp, and we're going to shoot a trailer. We actually have a better idea and a few more context of where we're going to be taking the sitcom. But I can tease one more thing. We have now added puppets, and I'm very excited for it. I got
Mike?
Oh, our local puppet is applauding.
I got a round singular of applause.
There's a job out there for me, I say.
No puppet. No puppet.
Well, I should also say too.
You're the puppet.
There's one other thing. I was so rude as a guest, and I missed a lot of things, and I come in and out. This is very appropriate, but I realized I should have probably brought a puppet. Or
if it's
I
not a
have
puppet of us, I don't want to see it.
What if
I should have got my
What if
host.
Mike Hudson shows up?
Oh no! It's a gift for Morgan. Oh my gosh! Better unwrap that, Morgan.
It's in
No, don't open his gift for him. Let him unwrap it. Oh, it's a waffle maker, Morgan. I knew you've always wanted one.
Fucking ass.
I told you I drift in
That's
and out,
just
so
great.
I just heard something about my waffle maker and that Morgan didn't get one. For
It's
his
red
wedding or
this
something.
time, or is it a different color? What's on the other side?
Yeah, it's
Is
red.
it red? Oh, it's a red one.
It's-
Okay.
Yeah, it's what the color on the
We
box
know you're a
is.
Buckeye-man. So there you go. Yeah. Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't celebrate.
Well, then you shouldn't have hit the drop for a second
He
time.
was just a boy. He took him to IHOP.
Thank you, Dan, you piece of shit. In unrelated news, if anyone needs 2 waffle makers, come find me in the parking lot on Saturday.
Including the heart-shaped one? Do you
That's
still
the-
have that one?
Darby, it's the most delicious type of parking lot justice. I'll
You've
tell you
received
what.
a few now.
Yeah.
How many waffle makers do you have?
I
at
just
the
gave
moment?
one away to Nate Beckman. I gave one away to someone else. Now I have 2. Thank you, Dan.
You're welcome.
I had 1 left to give away.
You've received 4 waffle makers since the season
in
started.
totality, I have received. This is 10.
Well, my Christmas or my birthday gift from Charles Campesano was a waffle maker for you, which was pretty great. I appreciate that.
Fuck all y'all. I hope all of you get liquid
How
spiders.
agonizing was it opening those 12 boxes,
was
knowing
so bad.
knowing what was at the center of them?
I didn't feel bad about littering because I was like, "You guys need to clean this up." I'm not. This sucks. All right, so Mary Contrary is still in the works.
Yes.
Podcast for Movies is what it's called.
Ramble on about movies.
Ramble on about
I was
movies.
Well, I know we've had interchanges. I know Darby hates Joy, so that's why he doesn't like Thor Ragnarok.
Roasted.
But there's, I think, the only little bit of news I could say, Avengers broke pre-sale records, so Endgame went straight to number one because it was yesterday.
What do you mean number one? Number one in what?
Pre-sale. Ticket pre-sale. It's
the number of
for
hours
any
you had
movie?
to wait
Ever.
to buy
Yes.
a ticket.
Like no movie has ever sold more tickets before it came out?
Yeah.
Can you buy
yeah.
tickets before they come out?
I already have
tickets.
mine.
Yeah.
People were
Seriously?
literally waiting online for an hour.
There was
for the
hour-long waits for
opportunity
certain
to buy
theaters, yeah.
a
Yes.
ticket.
Holy shit.
Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to wait a fucking week and I'm going to walk right in.
Yeah. I'll do that. That sounds good.
mean,
I
but
can't.
you do you.
I'm going to text you all the spoilers.
so
I'm
excited.
really excited for it. I saw Captain
Let's
Marvel.
You act like I acknowledge your text message.
I saw Captain Marvel on Sunday.
Oh, did
How'd
you?
you like it?
Yeah.
I still haven't seen it.
It was good.
It's good.
I'll
I
get
enjoyed
there.
it.
At the beginning, I was like, "Ooh, this is going to suck balls," but then I was like, "Nope, it did not."
It's a
I
good
enjoyed
attitude.
it. I enjoyed that.
It feels very much like a Phase 1 movie.
Yeah. What'd you think about the Joker trailer?
That just came out today. I liked it. Did anyone else here see it?
I saw it.
You watched it? I like it because it's different and it's creepy. And it's one of those things where it's like you're going into a movie, and when we talked about this earlier, it's like this is a movie literally no one asked for. Like that's one of the coolest things about the Joker as a villain is he.
Can you do that? Who do you call to ask for movies?
I mean, call any studio. Just be like, hey, can I get this
No,
movie?
the studio
I've
asks
never
you
done that.
for a
I should
movie.
do
They're
that.
like, John,
Lennox.
we would like you to make a Joker movie.
Yeah.
And nobody
Lennox.
called you John and
Yes.
said, hey, make a Joker movie. For
So
us.
essentially, and that's the weird thing is, so this is being directed by Todd Phillips, who you can all stare at me blankly. He directed
The Hangover.
movies.
Yeah.
Exactly, and Old School.
I know that guy.
So it's kind of like you think about that pairing, and then you put Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker, and I'm like, this sounds just weird enough to work. And then I see the trailer, and I'm like, this also looks like a movie that I haven't really seen. And somebody commented on when I shared it, and they're like, I'm getting Taxi Driver vibes, and I'm like,
I had
yeah.
assumed that this was never going to come out because I feel like I've been hearing about the Joker Joaquin Phoenix movie for years and years and years. And
it only got announced last year.
I feel like it's been longer
It
than
does
that,
seem-
though.
well,
and
it's-
that's why I just assumed, like, this is a thing that they're
Especially-
talking about and it's never going
I
to
was
happen.
going to say, especially since you're like active on Twitter, how many people are sharing that kind of shit? Yeah. So
it does look very interesting. At the end of the day, they showed a lot in the trailer without really telling you anything about what the story of the
Exactly.
movie is,
Which I
is
really
interesting.
like.
I got some Buffalo Bill vibes from Silence of the Lambs.
Sure, yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
a gross
Exactly.
villain that you're like, oh man.
Yeah. Just a
I'm terrified
skeezy,
of him.
sticky, icky dude.
Well, and
Yeah.
especially like that. God, you talk about like
This is the Anthony Precourt movie.
nailed it.
Boom.
So you think about like I don't know if I can think of anyone. I could probably think of like a handful of actors who have like the range of Joaquin Phoenix, and like he was. For anyone who saw You Were Never Really There, I don't think he got nominated for an Oscar, but he fucking should have because he plays a guy with PTSD, and it's a very quiet and violent movie. If those two words together make sense, and he looks completely different and transformed since that performance. So
Yeah, there's that one shot in the trailer of like from behind him, and he's just like looks
Yeah.
like skin stretched over a skeleton. It's like so gross.
yes, I will say it's unsettling, and I would not. That's why I think like Todd Phillips is like that really weird. So by the way, anyone who's listening that finds this interesting, listen to our podcast. This is what we talk about. But it's one of those things where it's like you see that visual and you're like, this is Joaquin Phoenix and Todd fucking Phillips, like who gave us Frank the Tank, like. There's a disconnect here. What's going on? So that's the thing.
But you could say the same thing like 3 years ago about Jordan Peele, right?
Yes,
Like-
very true. Because
like
I saw
Matt
also,
TV,
I also saw Us.
Key and Peele show. Yeah, so did I. And then all of a sudden now he's like, I'm doing horror.
One of the
and
last,
I'm doing it better than almost anyone ever has.
One of the last.
like, what?
We
No.
do full spoiler reviews where we'll sit around and talk like this for an hour and a half, and we talked about Us for about an hour and 20 minutes.
I'll have to tune in because I can't stop thinking about
There's
that
a
movie.
lot to unpack in that.
I want to
movie.
see it again.
Well,
It's really good.
I loved Joaquin Phoenix in Scanners, and I loved him in True Beverly Hills, and I'm sure he's going to be great in this. And
I never heard of either of those movies.
Well,
Very contemporary references.
yeah,
I liked him in Stand By Me.
I loved him in.
Signs. I expected that from you though.
Science. I've seen
That was a River Phoenix joke, Morgan.
I got that.
Okay.
He's dead, and it's funny.
Okay.
It's funny he's dead, or was there a comma in there, or a period?
You ever seen a dead body?
Was it River Phoenix?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Did you kill him?
Yep.
Did you have a mummified River
I sure
Phoenix
did.
corpse?
Anything else you need to update us on, Dan and I?
Not much. That's kind of what we do. That's what I do. I like soccer and movies, and Darby and I bonded over music too. So
That's
Oh,
Frank
Jesus.
Turner.
yes.
Yeah.
Hey, I think he should be the next like Flogging Molly. We need to get Frank Turner to play fucking crucials.
I don't know who either one of those things are, and
Except
I
he
won't
hates
learn.
soccer.
I refuse to learn.
He's a tennisman.
A staple of Aces
the
Radio.
soccer lads bullied him when he was younger, so he's not a soccer.
Well, thank you, Dan. I hope you'll stick around for segment 3. I assume that's why you're here.
I can.
We have some sort of thing happening with Mike Hudson. I have a feeling in 6 minutes.
Holy shit! The Two Fat Indians truck has lights now. What? Look at that.
My God,
He
what a
got
novel
you.
concept. Lights on a truck.
No.
Thank
no,
Christ.
If you've enjoyed the shit lordery on segment 2,
Immediately turned
I
off.
see, Darby, I don't see anything. I looked already. I don't see anything.
Look again, you son of a bitch.
I don't know what you're talking about.
God damn it.
This is going to be a thing that every time John turns around to look at the lights on the truck, they're going to be inexplicably off.
It looked
and I
like a
love
normal
it.
truck
It's
to
like
me.
it's like the Griswold family Christmas, basically.
sweet monkey balls. I'm going to have an aneurysm, and you're going to have a bad time on segment 3. Come back with us, won't you? We're here for your hot takes. We're here for predictions and more, my friends, my mapaches. You're listening to the trash pit known as Aces Radio.
Hot, sicker than your average. Down like goose and I'm fly like Maverick. With a savage attack in a mouth like a mash. Spitting fuego, homie. It ain't tricking if it's magic illusions. Indubitably juvenile. My crew can do it and we do it well. Rock around the clock all across the nation. Got a lot of sky miles and a reputation of making earthquakes every time we land. Cause stopping in an option or a part of the plan. Fools get to fuming while I'm running on jet fuel. Now pay close attention cause I'm ready to let you know what I'm all about, child. I got that style that you come to love. And I'ma stay fly till the day I die. Spitting fresh to death from above. Get it, David F. Man. You don't stop. David. You don't stop. We came to rock it till the city takes off. Mr. Captain. Yeah. I'm an ace pilot. Yeah. I wanna spin my wings and fly. To all the people in coach. Yeah. And to my first class folks. Yeah. We'll show you how to scrape the sky.
Yeah, baby. Ignorance, lots of shitlord, celebrity fans, and Dan Nye, who is speaking when he thinks that the mute buttons are on, but they aren't. Welcome back. It's episode 114 of the trash pocket known as Aces Radio. My name is Carol Sieber. Welcome back. Brought to you as always by Blood and Urine. We are here in the front room of Endeavor Brewing Company, not to be confused with Land Grant Brewing Company, which has medium-sized glass containers filled to the brim with delicious and intoxicating alcohol. Thanks for having us there yesterday for the taping of the Speakeasy.
What do you mean us?
Me, myself,
You fuckboy.
Jacob _Myers
Because you were like,
25.
you know what I need to be on is
Kyle
more
Robertson.
goddamn
I was just going there and have a beer, and Mike was like, "Hey, yeah, you want to be on the show? We got an extra microphone. Why don't you sit down? Larry Bird is the greatest basketball player of all time."
It's good radio.
That's pretty dang cool.
Thanks, Ralph. Welcome to Pete Shahada. He's back. Pete's back 20. Is it? No, 614.
And he shaved
the real
again
Pete.
recently. Yeah. What's that? You shaved again recently. Like that winter weight beard was working for you, incidentally. Like,
let's be honest. This kid looks good no matter what he does with his face, Drabs.
Well, the thing, like,
Thank you.
One of the reasons why I hate
it's
him.
that. It's that.
we still talking about Pete?
Oh my
Not
god.
you, John.
Oh, sorry.
Which, by the way, Pete, hey,
talking
quit,
about me.
quit shaking hands with Mike Hudson. I saw you Saturday morning going towards Sawmill.
But you didn't see him.
Oh, that's a great story.
That was yes, that was me.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
I saw you.
Yeah,
you have a car. What?
Chris and I were going to brunch, and I saw Pete in the car, and it was a great story for the podcast.
God, I love this story.
Yeah.
Can we tell Mike, do you need to do your thing before hot takes or what?
I think it's probably best if we do it now.
All right, here we go.
Oh boy.
This is a piece of art that I had commissioned for the Aces Radio crew.
Who are you giving it to?
You all have to touch it at the same time.
It's heavy.
All of you touch it. Then
Here, Drabs, you open it.
From whom did you commission this?
So this is a piece of.
my dad put it together.
It's
Aw.
heavy. It's a heavy piece of art. It
Is
feels.
your dad a listener? No.
He's deaf.
No, obviously
It's not funny, John.
No, he's never listened to anything.
He's never heard anything.
Listener. Oh.
All right, is there any sort of intro to this? Is there any context?
Is it gonna hurt Darby? Because I hope so.
Which
Oh,
direction
sweet
does
Christ.
it go?
Hold on. I'll reveal it.
Okay. All right.
So hold on. We'll do one
right.
It's
for
a
everyone else
golden
first.
frame.
One for everyone else first. So that's listeners at home. And now, if you would like to do the reveal, there's one, there's two, and now a round.
My God. You literally hate to see it.
No! How did this happen?
How are there two?
My favorite part is how I'm not involved.
Oh, no.
How are there two angles?
One is from me, and one is from, I think, you.
Oh, my fucking God, dude. Is this serious, Mike?
They're both from your phone?
Oh, my God.
Oh, shit.
Super serious.
See, and now you can see Morgan holding my hand lovingly in this shot. And
Wait,
see
let me
that
turn
there's
it, turn it,
evidence
turn it,
of
turn
this.
it. Oh,
So,
yes.
Yeah.
For those of you not watching on Periscope, Mike...
To be quite honest, it is arousing. I'm hungry and erect. It's
So
weird.
many videos. So many videos.
2
like
years
this.
ago at the Failing Mini Tailgate, Drabs and I, for some drunken reason, shared a foot-long hot dog, and we ate it on
With all the fixings. Yeah.
And when we say share, we don't mean like you took a bite and
No.
then I took a bite.
We both
Like,
You ate the
Either
wiener
end.
from both ends.
like
we
Lady
double
in the
teamed it.
Tramp style.
Yeah.
And My Cousin Sucks has two angles, one from like front and one from back, and he fucking framed it. And it's like
It's
a
glorious.
Yeah.
Jesus
It's
tap
pretty
dancing
great.
Christ. This is going in my living room. Good job, Mike.
Wow. In having this made, I looked up the dates. That was August 12th, 2017.
Oh, wow.
So, a much more innocent time.
Yeah. A couple months, almost 2 months to the day before, Jesus
D-Day.
Christ. I can't believe you did that. That's hysterical.
Glorious. All I got him was a fucking waffle maker.
Yeah.
Was that also the day with the giant cow in the parking lot? I feel like that might have been
Probably.
the same
Yeah,
day.
I think it was.
Because I have some great photos of you still like we were trying to take pictures of people in front of the cow and you just like fucking posed
Yes, I was
right
doing
in front
that.
of everything.
Well, I was pretty strong that day.
What?
Travis.
You mean Morgan made something about him?
Completely unprecedented.
Come on, you did save the crew. Come on. Like,
Never happened
By
before,
myself without any
never
help
has
from
since.
Pete Shahada. Drabs, what if I told you there was a cure for the scourge that is saving the crew by yourself without any help from anyone else?
Is it flashing lights on the Two Fat Indians food truck?
That's right, Drabs. They say the only
Already
cure
lights
for
in
the
that truck,
scourge
John will never see it.
Look at John.
Ever.
I already looked once and you fooled me.
from four fat
You
Indians.
get fooled once, shame on you. You get
Won't,
fooled
Get
again.
fooled twice,
You can't
your
be fooled
microphone
twice. Is what
falls
I'm
down.
saying.
won't
Like,
get fooled again.
can't be fooled twice.
Our hot takes.
Nothing is impossible. Make your dreams come true.
And now, an Aces Radio exclusive. The battle for the grand prize. Hot takes from the massive.
You're not gonna stop there. We got the grand prize.
Hot takes from Twitter.
He's heating up.
Hot takes
He's on fire.
from you.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't, Walter. Walter, you're a puppet that's in the bin. Oh, shit, I forgot to take the whiteboards out. We got to do that during the weather report.
Guys,
Speaking of
I
which, do you
feel
want a slightly used raccoon puppet?
Go on, maybe.
slightly used.
For a show.
What are you doing with it?
Ew.
I didn't use it.
Or did he?
Or did I?
I feel I feel left out. If I build a three-way hot dog, can we do that again?
You know what? If you... I'm not going to lie. If you build a three-way hot dog, I will 100% put that in my mouth.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah. Absolutely. Let's do it.
Oh, fantastic. Before we get to the hot takes, lads, wonder if I could read the overall standings according to Alex Thomas. The only reason people tune in first place with 4 points, alone by him or herself. Bonesy 10 with 4 points, followed by Angry Drabs in second with 3. The 2 pointers are Kleb Porter, Gary the Winged Lion, Columbus Crew Eagle, Robert Shaft, your Gavin is showing, Aces Archive, and Setting the Table. The 1 pointers are as follows: Tim Bezbachenko, Morgan's Fun Van for Your Kids, Morgan's Anal Leakage, Arby's Official, Massive 14, Darling Thief, what a good lad he is, Basketball Emoji, Hired Ballerina, not spelled how you think it is, Smack Jack Off, and AGS Attack. Bringing up the rear this week, Greg, and getting the bulk with negative 1 points, Bob O'Shaughnessy. O'Shaughnessy. We move now to the subreddit known as the Massive Lads, where I remind you, as always, these hot takes are organized automatically by their level of fiery fucking hotness. The topmost of the popmost this week, lad, comes to us from none other than the Crew Pat with 8 points, which is a lot. And he says, quote, "With no hot tracks dropped this year so far, I'm starting to believe user AGS Attack has been stopped. Bless Guillermo. Hashtag nothing bad could happen. Hashtag or motherfucking will it?" End quote.
Anthony Pocourt, yo. Read niggas at that beat-ups. If you got them balls, bitch, meet them at that beat-ups. Come and get it, yo. Coming to the beat-ups. Nothing bad will happen if you come to the beat-ups. Or motherfucking will it. It definitely won't be violent.
Yeah, poops. Sean Satar, your thoughts?
I didn't actually hear most of that hot take.
AGS Attack has not done any songs. He then answers the question
with a song.
It says, "Here's what happened. Morgan and Company rigged my Bumble app so I'd meet the girl of my dreams and then get engaged. Blah 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 blah. The reason I'm not doing hot takes is because I'm planning a wedding." And then Lamborghini says,
"It's weird because like you were planning a wedding, but still saved the crew. So this sounds like a pretty big fucking cop out."
And did a podcast.
Oh,
Yeah,
quit his job. That had something to do with the free time.
Got a stuffed animal.
Raised a
that
dog full
is
time.
alive.
Yes. Ate a hot dog with a man. Lamborghini says, quote, "All this time of debating the best ways for user AGS Attack to be stopped and no one thought of giving him a girlfriend. So simple yet so effective." End quote. Dravs, your thoughts?
I mean,
does that mean that when he starts doing this again after the wedding, we have to give him a second girlfriend?
No.
Yeah, sister wives.
No. I for one, all jokes aside, I wish nothing but the best for AGS Attack and his love doll in their upcoming nuptials.
How about new?
Moving on from user Cleb Porter with 6 points, quote, "Hurricane Sanch made landfall in Columbus and got me super wet. I have not felt that much moisture in my jeans since the Darlington Nagby rumor started, or Josephy's mom. It was squishy and moist time. Okay?" End quote. Dan Nye, your thoughts?
K. Not okay.
K?
K.
Dan Nye, your thoughts?
I'm a little sad by the only one K. But I mean...
Would you prefer three, Dan? What are we? Where are we?
Well,
ta- where are we
spaced
talking
out.
about? There are 3 of
Where
them.
does your brain go?
Moving on. From user Gary the Winged Lion with 5 points, quote, "Can Crew Cat teach me..."
Oh, I'm sorry, John. Did you have a question for me? Hi, it's me, the Columbus Crew Eagle.
How have you been? We haven't heard from you in a while.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
Just up here in the atmosphere, flying around as
don't we hear from the Eagle on a pretty
Yes, we
regular
do.
basis?
Well, yeah, but through hot takes. But I mean,
Yeah.
she hasn't
But in
stopped by
person.
in person.
Yeah, okay.
It's actually she, John. I'm actually a girl, so
That's what I said.
go fuck yourself and check your privilege, motherfucker.
Wait, but how did you as a girl eagle impregnate Morgan exactly?
I didn't. It's a common misconception. Morgan's not pregnant. He's a true lad. He's a...
No, but
well,
you have said repeatedly that you impregnated him and he's
that's
carrying
it.
your egg.
I've seen him. He looks like he's got an eagle bump.
Somebody get that old man away from me. I'm scared. I'm an eagle. I have to go. I'm an eagle. Goodbye. Oh, where's that button? Hey.
The eagle pushes its own outro button.
No. Well, I was here, John. I did that.
Oh, well, why
Yeah.
was
Then
it?
why did it
asked
ask where
where
the
the
button
button was? It just wanted to see it.
We'll edit that out.
Oh, okay.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Moving on from Gary the Winged Lion with 5 points, quote, "Can Crew Cat teach me how to swim? He did so much better on Saturday than me. Also, can Crew Cat teach me how to use Uber? Fernando Adi asked me after last game, hashtag MLS is hard," end quote.
Nothing like that, penis.
Sean Satar, Fernando Adi got a Frederick.
I feel like there was some potential there for a joke, and then they didn't make one.
Well, I also can't read very well, so I tripped all over that one. Another Cincinnati athlete getting a DUI. Your thoughts, my friend?
I feel like there was a potential for a joke there, and then they didn't make one.
That's pretty dang cool.
Moving on from user Basketball Emoji with 4 points, quote, "I can't believe Columbus Underground ran that drivel written by that political windbag, Travis Irvine, on April Fool's Day. It was so bad, I heard the panel, Latin term for podcast host, was forced to reinstate Bob O'Shaughnessy's lost blood point. Out of the kindness of my heart, I decided to list out a few winning premises for the failing Columbus Underground to use next year. Maybe one of the good Aces radio celebrity guests of the week can write a better April Fool's joke. I suggest Todd Fichtenberg. Number 1. Libertarian candidate polling high enough to participate in debate with 3.1%. Number 2. Libertarian candidate receives historic amount of votes, loses by 80%. And finally, loose horse found in Clintonville with unique saddle strapped to hindquarters. The best jokes come from a place of truth. Hashtag failing Travis Irvine. Hashtag love my lobster lawyer. Hashtag surprise horse joke to pander for points. End quote. Drabs, your thoughts?
I don't live in Clintonville.
This has got everything for you, man.
No, it doesn't.
It's you hate libertarians.
I don't live in Clintonville, though.
Well, okay, whatever. Okay. You hate libertarians.
Mm-hmm. Hate libertarians.
Live in Clintonville, clearly.
Oh, okay.
No,
I
she
think we
doesn't.
know who
He lives
basketball
with her.
Moji is.
I want you to consider very carefully that I have an actual girlfriend, and when you make statements like that, she will come and whip your ass.
The hell she will, dude. She's got like pneumonia from the game.
Yeah, and you
She'll
beat
give
her,
you pneumonia.
So, like she's
Yeah.
scared to strike back.
No. You know what? I'll let her beat other people.
We have a quote from Kristen in 3, 2, 1.
So how about I come over there and go to town on your money and on your ass?
How about news?
Moving on from user Arby's official with 3 points. Quote, Dear Mrs. Hughes, we write to advise you that your son, Derek Hughes, has
The
been
slack
successfully...
jaw face you make when you do that is like great. You look like you're actually brain dead.
One more. Dude, I want to see it again.
I can only do it in real time. We write to advise you that your son, Derek Hughes, has been successfully infiltrated into North Korea to intern at our Pyongyang location. As we discussed with your husband, communication from our North Korea branch can be inconsistent at best. He did manage to get one message out, quote, maybe my dad will love me now. We will continue to keep you apprised of his status. Yours in meat, Marcus Phillips, Senior Director of Operations at Arby's Restaurant, end quote. Dan Nye, your thoughts?
So, like, single Arby's restaurant? Like, just one of them?
Yeah, that is,
I'm a big fan of
weird
yours in meat. That's clever. But why is he in North Korea? I don't even understand.
Yeah. Is there a lack of Arby's there?
That was.
Am I forgetting something?
Yeah, last week there was a reference about trying to get him set up in North Korea.
Arby's?
Yeah.
No. Derek Hughes.
No, yeah, but set up at an
We didn't
Arby's
record
in
last
North-
week.
Or last episode. Not last week. I mean, if you paid attention to segment 3, you would know these things.
I try.
No, you really don't. If we're honest.
I'm
no.
trying right now.
He doesn't have headphones in.
The fuck on from user Downtown Falcon with 3 points. Quote, when you think about it, aren't all bees mobile? Hashtag butt.
Let me smash.
End quote. Johnson, are your thoughts? I know he's getting points from me today.
That's a hot target.
I love and I've said this about Mike Hudson before. Like, say what you will about the embarrassment failure that is Mike Hudson, but
And we do.
The hashtag butts, hashtag sluts thing always gets me. Always. So even half of it, when you think about it, aren't all bees mobile? Hashtag butt.
Not even plural?
Nope.
No,
Singular.
just butt.
Singular butt.
Oh, fantastic. Tyler likes it. Moving on from user ACES Archive with 2 points. Quote, settle down. It looks like you're trying to mention another user, which only works if it's done in the comments like this. Otherwise, you know what? No. Mm-mm. Hashtag way back Wednesday. Moving on. From Columbus Crew Eagle with 2 points. Quote, American, it is Columbus Crew Eagle. Please tell me why you love waffle so much.
Oh, how timely.
Right now, I shop for best waffle maker for family. Eagle Love Waffle. Pam gone yet? Please, remove her from picture. No more burn pizza. No more shoe everywhere. No more grown up. Pam need to go. Baby Columbus Crew Eagle hate Pam. John Sitar can be babysitter for baby Eagle. Columbus Crew Eagle trust Sitar. Darby old and smell old. American, please. Please remove Pam. Please.
Let me smash.
End quote.
Are we not sure that you're not the eagle?
Darby, your thoughts?
It's so good. So
Is it
good.
though?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the waffle maker just so timely.
I wish it would have been more like sitar. Because you were close to the sitar.
They said John Sitar, which
Yeah,
is not
like-
it. It's Sean Sitar.
I know, but I think it was saying like the sitar, like the
Yeah, that
instrument
was
used
good.
in India. Yeah, I
did
that
like
a lot.
that. I don't like George Harrison, though. Moving on from user Columbus Lad with 2 points. Quote, things I'm thinking about this week. A jaw break is a tough injury. Here's hoping Harrison has a speedy recovery. Travis Irvine can suck my dick. No matter the playing surface and the quality of play from Atlanta United FC, shutting out the defending MLS champs feels good. John Zadar is a top lad in the game. What the fuck? Darby's old, but really not that bad a person. Morgan should stop flirting with the Columbus Crew Eagle to lead him on. I really hard want to take it from Columbus Lad. There's a new drop. You bitch.
Oh my God, there's like 10 drops in that. Julie, we're so excited.
Dan, now your thoughts.
I Yes. Just my thoughts are yes to that.
Moving on. From user Bees at Maffrey with 1 point, quote, I was able to sneak into Awful's hospital room to check in on him. He wouldn't stop telling me how he was going to drop some fire, even when his mouth was wired shut. Here's the excerpt he insisted I share. Intro, Harrison Awful. Yo, crew, Precourt can't stop me from playing, can he? I play through the wire, man. It's your boy, Awful to the C-Bus. What's going on? Verse 1, Harrison Awful. I drank Red Bulls for breakfast, duck butter for dessert. Mensa ordered me pancakes. I just sip the sizzurp. That right there could drive a fullback berserk. Not to worry, Caleb Porter. I'm still here to whizzerk. I was then promptly kicked out of the room. End quote. Sean.
I hated that.
Sitar.
You should have been kicked out.
But Scissor.
That was like reason number one to be removed.
He approaches the baby gangster.
Moving on from user Angry Drives with 1 point, quote,
I tell Mother Nature to suck my balls one goddamn time and she releases a flood on Moffrey, the likes of which we haven't seen since Noah. Well, fuck me, I guess. No, we can suck my balls this week, Chris DeVille. It was not dumb luck that saved the crew penis breath. Finally, while DeVille is on one ball, Andrew King can have the other. The crew are going to rock a sweet, sweet 3-4-2-1, or is it a 3-4-3 this Saturday? And it's going to be amazing, and we're going to win, and then I get Andrew's job at the Athletic. Hashtag Alexi Lawless to massive report confirmed. Hashtag I got we in the Nord.
Wet.
In the Nordic.
I got we in the Nordic.
I had to go
No,
far
I got
away.
wheat in. I got wheat in the Nordic. Nailed it.
Why did I become like a fraternity brother in this?
I noticed that.
Like, that wasn't an angry old man. Yeah.
I said that last time. Did you see
You
that?
were like PC principal on South Park.
No, but did you see that? I said that last time that Angry Darbs sounded more like frat boy Frankie Haydick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Yeah.
Drives, your thoughts?
I mean, again, it's all not. It's not wrong.
You don't sound like yourself, Derby.
He's not angry right now.
Yeah.
Oh.
You wouldn't like
Suck
it when he's
my
angry.
balls.
There it is. Moving on from user Bonesy10 with 1 point, quote, after reviewing the takes below, I felt this is necessary. I didn't want to do this again, but come the fuck on. Keyword, quickly. Hot take, noun. Hot take, plural, noun. Hot takes, noun. Hotake, plural, noun. Hotake is a piece of commentary typically produced quickly in response to a recent event whose primary purpose is to attract attention. End quote. Sean Sitar, your thoughts?
I didn't listen to that one again.
It was supposed to be a dictionary definition of hot take, and that people aren't making.
It doesn't sound funny.
Does that person know how, like, when you define something, you're not supposed to use the word in the definition?
Bonesy 10's in first place.
I think they didn't realize
First of all,
that doesn't translate to an audio format.
Yeah.
It works on the screen.
Sure.
So
'Cause I mean,
because it looks like a dictionary definition on the screen.
I wish everyone else
But
could have seen the face to George.
when Morgan's like hot take noun U.S. noun hot take plural noun hot takes noun hot take plural noun hot takes like that doesn't
Get your formatting on, Bonesy 10. You're in first place.
However,
Act like it.
the
We
irony
expect not for
being
long, huh?
the end of it, had you jumped to be like a piece of commentary typically produced quickly in response to a recent event whose primary purpose is to attract attention.
That would have been
Yeah,
good.
I like that way better.
All right.
Rough lives.
Moving on from user Best of Big Soccer with 1 point, quote, the double down is a filthy, disease-infested rat hole, and anyone who can speak of ass juice, the primary ingredient in which seems to be Jägermeister for Christ's sakes, with fondness and respect has a lot of nerve getting after someone else for enjoying a Crown Royale now and again. Asking for poutine over garbage plate, on the other hand, would be a good way to end up out back in the alley having a chat with a couple fat guys in thin socks, end quote.
Mr. Poopy Pants.
What the fuck?
I'm so lost.
It couldn't have been the best part of Big Soccer because there were words after that. But I didn't understand any of it.
I mean, that may literally be the best of Big Soccer. Right
That's
there.
all. That's the best they've got to offer.
Yeah, that's literally.
Do you,
it's all downhill
a
from
noted
there.
Big Soccer connoisseur, Morgan, understand any of that?
Have not been back to Big Soccer since approximately January 6th.
Great decision.
Yeah.
Great decision.
When Bill Archer just decided to just call me a cunt and tell me to shave my pubes or something and accuse me of working for the front office. Was there not Swenson's to talk about today, Big Soccer?
Does no one really know any of what that was?
I have no idea what the fuck that was.
Okay.
I mean, I love Swenson's, but aside from
I've
that, I'm
been-
lost.
Oh, wait. I went to Is that place up there on Sawmill Road?
Yeah, there's one on Sawmill.
I went with the Faust one time.
Why? What is it? Cheeseburger
Because they
place?
because Kelly specifically acted like it was some sort of God-given gift.
And anyone from Northeast Ohio.
It was
will
just
tell
a
you that.
fast food restaurant.
Right,
That's
it's
what-
like fast food burgers,
So
right?
wrong.
And something
What is
about
she from
like
fucking Chardon or
putting
something?
onions in barbecue sauce or some bullshit.
I don't know. There was some sort of like beef
guys-
Swenson burger that I had that was supposed to be like, this is what they're known for, and I was like, this is just a fast food hamburger. I mean, it wasn't wasn't gross, but it was.
What is this? A cheeseburger? Oh my fucking god!
Was it like even Five
I feel
Guys
so much shame right
level
now.
of quality? Or are we talking like
No,
Sonic?
It's a Sonic.
Okay.
but
It's a better
but,
Sonic.
but they run. That was something else that
They
Kelly was
run.
very excited about. They sprint everywhere.
What do you mean they run?
So
They sprint.
Who's
so
they?
the labor
The employees.
Oh,
like so our gimmick is we're going to make our labor run all the time.
Yes, like you'd have
That's
to
not
like they were
something to
all
be
just
proud
like
of.
skinny white track kids from Dublin working there. Like
Yep.
This sounds
because they literally have to run everywhere. Even when they had the food, they were like, they're not like sprinting then because it's impossible.
I
But they're
agree. Fuck
moving
Dublin.
fast, so it's weird.
hashtag Dublin
I
is
definitely
hot.
want to get my order taken by
It's
somebody
not-
who's sweaty because they've been running
Yeah.
for 6 hours.
It was like fine, like I said, but it's not the kind of thing I'm going to drive up there for.
Say whatever you want. It's amazing.
We literally are saying whatever we want.
I realize that, but clearly
Why do you
you're,
love
you're
the
all
whole
Columbus
premise
lads.
of
This
this?
is this was an Akron thing. Like this was a thing that
Well,
originated
maybe
up
it should
there.
have stayed there.
You sound like a hater. Are you Darbs?
No, I'm just like not a glorifying shitty fast food guy.
Well, we're not talking about White Castle.
Well, that's shitty fast food also.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Shittier.
I'm not glorifying it.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I will glorify it all day. It's nostalgic, has a place in my heart.
White Castle?
No,
Yes, I
Swenson's.
agree.
Oh, gross.
White Castle has a place in the toilet.
White Castle's at least
It does has a
White
place
Castle's
in
at
the
least
colon.
unique. Morgan's bored.
We're going to talk Swenson's more.
Third from last hot take of the night, lads from setting the table with a single point quote. I found out on Roll 20 that when Drabs plays Dungeons and Dragons, he plays as a 4th level rogue named Greeley Puss, whose strength is backstabbing and making shitty stadium deals with other characters on their campaigns. Greeley Puss has a face that looks like he was hit by too many battle axes. Hashtag Guild Mafia. End quote. What in the goddamn fuck does any of that mean?
Who did that one?
Setting the table.
Setting the table.
So the funny thing is, like, I mean, it's well, I guess it's not really trash talking, but that's a lot of inside
Is it
talk.
not?
That's,
It really is.
That's somebody who knows their Dungeons and
Yes.
Dragons. So welcome to
Is that
That is
not-
not trash talking?
Is that not what his name is? Setting the table?
It's the
I-
user.
Now in hindsight?
I mean, it could be. I assume setting the table like silverware.
yeah, but now knowing what he just revealed. Is that not what it means?
Yeah, we're gonna
John,
have to
explain to
develop
me why I'm
a
why
crew
that is
B
X-Files.
squad for Dungeons and Dragons. We're
Is
gonna
it
need
a
secondary
is it a
party.
tabletop game?
Yes.
Dungeons and Dragons?
Well, I mean, not tabletop in the sense of like you open up a box. And
We
there's,
don't
like,
have
a
enough
board
time to
you
explain this to
unfold,
Morgan.
but
It's not like a traditional board game,
yeah.
but yeah, you play it at a table.
Oh, we can do it.
All right, guys. The fundamentals of Dungeons and Dragons.
No,
Four
go
more.
ahead.
Oh
Okay.
God, no! I dabble. You guys are the experts.
So what you're
I know
gonna
a
want to
bit.
do is you want to get a set of dice.
or you go on Roll 20, which already has virtual dice set up for you.
Darby, he has to know how to use a computer.
I mean, he is literally looking at a laptop right now.
Yeah, but it's just like a piece of cardboard with a screen on it.
I'm
with a piece of
enjoying
paper
boring
on it.
Morgan. Let's do more of it.
No, it's too complicated.
Wait, I have
Clearly.
dice. Actually, I have dice with me.
Morgan, what's your like obsession this week?
What are you talking about?
Well, like you
With all
had
your
a
free
Switch at one point, then you learned the
I do.
piano, and
Yeah, I
like
do
what?
have
So
that.
like, what are you doing now?
Learned
like,
the
what's,
piano, like you
what's
mastered
this
it?
week?
Yeah.
You got
1
a
week you
dog.
just,
I know
like,
exactly what
one
you're
week it
talking
was
about.
Gary. Like,
I know exactly what to tell you.
What's this week?
I've got this week.
This needs to be a segment. I'm just saying.
No. This week I've
Morgan
gotten
learns.
really heavily into frisbee golf.
Okay, I knew it. Yeah,
I've gone 3 times.
you're
and it's
making
Wednesday.
Shane wet.
Yeah.
All right, here you go, Mark.
Here it is.
So
What is this?
Here's
What
your
are you
dice.
Why do you
All
have
right.
those with you, Darby? Why do you-
They're in my backpack.
Be
Why are
prepared.
some of
Be
those
prepared.
dice fucking triangles?
Well, because this is a 4-sided die,
Ew.
right? So here's your the kind of dice that you're comfortable.
Yeah, I like that. That's
Yeah.
a square. I'm a square man.
Here's square.
So
Yeah.
these are
Squirmin'.
10-sided die.
Jesus fuck.
That's
Wait till he sees the
8-sided.
D20.
That's 12-sided, and this is 20-sided.
12-sided dice?
12 and
Yes.
20.
20-sided dice?
I was gonna say 12s were you maxed out?
Oh my God!
You
How
can
many
actually
numbers
get-
are on this? 20.
Well, 20.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
and
great.
you can get a 100-sided die, actually. They do sell them.
Oh, I
They're
got
like-
a 21.
They're like this
Explain
size.
that.
You got a 21? Well done.
Nice.
Nice
No,
job.
explain
I
that.
think
for
he
real.
was, he was looking at a 15. I think,
Oh, is that a
upside
12
down.
upside down?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Fantastic. Moving on from user Ghost
We're
of
gonna
Stern
get him
John.
into
Welcome
a-
back to Table Talk with Setting the Table. Moving on from user Ghost of Stern John, second to last hot take of the night.
If
Quote,
these fat Indians don't turn these lights off, I'm going to have a seizure.
Oh, now you're willing to acknowledge the lights? Okay.
quote, I wish someone would break Anthony Precourt's jaw instead of awfuls. Hashtag Hotake time.
Oh, Tony Gleefo, calm
And,
down.
hey, John Zidar, your thoughts?
I said it.
John, what's that now?
For the record, we don't advocate physical violence against anybody.
Who was that?
That was Ghost of Stern John.
Oh, my God.
Last hot take of the night, lads, comes to us from none other than Mike Hudson. Sucks, he certainly does. Quote, from user stream of liquid spider babies. Hashtag butts.
Just post this.
Hashtag sluts.
Oh, yeah, it's from like 29 minutes
End
ago.
quote.
That's pretty cool.
Wow.
Mike
we
Hudson
have
sucks,
no-
your thoughts? No, nothing?
I like liquid spider babies. That's an interesting addition. Yeah.
What the
Yeah, because as babies are smaller, so you get more spiders.
It would
per
flow a
ounce.
lot smoother.
Yeah.
It would look like even
They would go-
waterier.
yeah, they go right down your gullet so easily. Like they just
Why would
slide
you
down
chug
your
them?
throat.
I'm not scared
Why
about
wouldn't Morgan chug them?
Last hot
He's
take
got
of the
lots of
night.
time.
We have blood points to give away. Drabs, we start with you. Your 2 blood points of the night go to the following users, my friend.
Both of my blood points go to Mike Hudson Sucks. One for his liquid spider babies, and one for that amazing
Trash
gift. Well done, sir.
You are bad, and you should feel bad. Dan Nye, oh hi, your 2 blood points of the night go to the following users, my friend.
Clearly, one is Columbus Crew Eagle. And then just because you are going to have to make so many drops off of Columbus Lad, that'll be the second one.
Fuck you. John Zidar, your thoughts.
I'm going to
Your,
give
blood
my
points.
blood point to the Columbus Eagle and the other one to the Downtown Falcon or whatever it was called.
Is that what it was? What did Downtown Falcon do? There were 2 really good
Or was
ones.
it that was the Mobile Bee one, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Butts.
yeah. Is that what it is? When you think about it, aren't all bees mobile? Hashtag butt.
Yeah.
My first blood point goes to Downtown Falcon. I'm honestly shocked that none of you nerds gave blood points to Setting the Table for his, what do you call it?
I mean,
It's almost like
John,
we don't respect
I'd like
it.
to award you the opportunity to give a 3rd blood point if you'd like.
I won't.
Okay. See, there you go.
That's why nobody did it.
It was a good try.
Oh man, I'm tempted to give it to Bees at Mafre for that hot rap, but
Was it a hot wrap?
What was that?
I don't think
Was
you're
it a
actually
hot mayonnaise
tempted at
sandwich
all.
wrap?
Ooh. They make those in wraps?
I mean, why
As a
wouldn't
wrap?
they? Sure. I think it's an option.
I'd like a hot mayonnaise sandwich and a spinach wrap.
Oh, God. I just thought about trying to lift that. And, like, it's not, like, grilled, but it's, like, microwaved, and there's, like, just mayonnaise coming out of it.
Yeah.
Oh.
you know what? I'm gonna have to give it to Lamborghini for that response about debating all the best ways to stop user AGS attack, and then no one thought about giving him a girlfriend. I mean, that was pretty great. And
Really? We waited all that time for you to decide who to give it to, and you're
I
giving
don't
it to
know,
that
man.
one?
Maybe
To a response.
there's another one in there. Maybe I'll check it out while we're listening to the weather report or whatever. But this is another edition of the battle for the grand goddamn prize.
And you already know, so let your head nod throughout the outro. Now as the curtains close and it's time to go, El the beast almost out like a manifesto. So let's make a toast to all the friends and fam, the folks involved since we started the jam, and to a world full of people who telling you what you can and can't do. Better recognize salty eyes ain't a thing, cause we realize that when we doing what we love, that's the grand prize.
Oh yeah, baby! No, you can't, Walter. Walter, you're a dead man. How dare you? Back to you, Ralph.
Isn't that cool? Because I'm always working hard to get you special deals.
Fan-fucking-tastic. Moving on. Yeah, you can just, that's fine. The most important part is to give me the one that has my handwriting on it.
I don't know what the hell that looks like.
There's a lot of writing on one of them.
I'm going to need the one with all the writing on it?
No.
Look for the one that basically
That
has
one.
room.
There we
for
go.
This
a
one's
tiny
not
square.
mine.
And also, we'll need the markers that are at the bottom. See, the audience should know I forgot to get the... there's a bunch of pens, like markers on the bottom.
Everyone just imagine us
Yeah.
going around the room trying to figure out what the fuck's going
We
on.
blundered. We blundered hard. Predictions. Last week, Cruisers FC taking on, the last time we recorded a show anyway, the Philadelphia Union of the Greater Chester area. The guests, a.k.a. Solana X. I think that was Alex Thomas, who is in place for the guests last time. They said it was going to be a 4-0 win. It was a 0-3 loss. The guest drabs were very close.
Yeah, whereas at least they won't lose points on this stupid prediction, and they almost did.
They almost lost 15 points. That would have taken them into the negative territory. You get 0 points, my God of mercy, on your soul. Sean Zatar, the wetness, you said it was going to be a 3-1 win. You, too, were very close to getting negative 15 points, but it was a 0-3 loss. You get 0 points, may God have mercy on your soul. Drabs, the ancient ruin, everyone's favorite one. You said it was going to be a 1-1 tie. You dirty, dirty bitch. It was a 0-3 loss. You get 0 points, and may God have mercy on your soul. Morgan Hughes, continuing champion.
Oh, that face.
Number 1, handsy boy.
It looked painful.
It was.
It does always, doesn't it?
No,
you said it was going to be
not always the face.
You literally said it was either going to be a 0-0 tie, Sean, or you said it was going to be a 0-3 loss. You went with 0-0 tie. That was wrong, but you were very close to being right.
If only you get to pick 2 scores.
If only. You get 0 points. May God have mercy on your soul. Moving on to the overall standings in last place. Solana X, Alex Thomas, Yvonne Seagull, the guests with 10 points. In third place. The old man, the ancient ruin, Drolby Scrinface with 15 points. You. In a distant second place. Nope, that's not it. In a distant second place.
Nailed it.
3, 2, 1. In a distant second place. 20 points. The wetness, the wet boy, Sean Sitar. And in first place, an overwhelming first place. They say about this guy, they'll say, people will get together on the streets and they will talk about things. Eventually, they'll start talking about this guy, and they'll say about his lead. They will say things like, "It is an overwhelmingly you can't toe curling, back of your hot neck, breath on your hot neck." They'll say
toe curling on the hot neck.
Get those toes off my neck, if you will, or don't, if maybe you're into that. But they'll say that guy's never going to lose. Morgan Hughes, 30 points. That's right, Slimax, you dirty, dirty pederast. I saw what you did on the surface of the moon. You took him there. You took it. His name was Boy. He was actually of age. It was a legal date. Oh, you can see the confusion. His last name was B-O-I, Boy.
I love the different perspective I get. So listening at home, I hear what's going on, but Morgan gets really excited. People who are not being recorded are amused. And Darbs and John could just give 2 fucks less.
What?
They're literally sitting here, either writing or playing on their phone. They're whatever. I think Morgan's still talking. Once he's done clapping, we may say something.
That's outrageous.
Just
That
figured
is
out
a
the
lame
formula
take.
to the show.
Oh, what a trash take that was. You may as well be on the surface of the moon with Solanamex. Having a date with the same boy. It's a 2-on-1. It's a fast break. It's a hot press, they call it. It was up. They were all of age. They were all grown adults.
Dan
so whatever
and
they
Solana
do,
coming at that hot dog from both
yeah,
ends.
that's right.
On the moon. Don't forget that.
It's a 3-way moon dog, John, is what they call it. Oh.
That's what you have to call it now. You
Called
create
the Dorgan technique.
Dorgan dog.
The Dorgan technique.
You definitely
Post-coitus
pay
shame.
extra for the 3-way moon dog.
Yes.
Yeah.
Solanamex is
that's
the R.
a
Kelly of
serious
space
upgrade.
travel. Fantastic.
God.
Was that too far? Did I take that too far? I was
you
too
hate
far?
to see it.
You went a bit far
Boy,
there, yeah.
Boy. We'll edit that out. Before we get into our thoughts and predictions of Cruisers FC versus the Fightin' Revs this weekend, let's go to Alex Thomas with the weather report in 3, 2, 1.
And now, an ACES radio exclusive.
We want it now!
The Weather Report with Uncle Sportsman himself,
If I wasn't Jamaican,
Alex Thomas.
then why would I wear this hat?
It's gonna rain!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls alike, welcome back. It is another edition of the Weather Report with Uncle Alligator himself. Alex Thomas, welcome to the program, my friend. How you been?
Morgan, so good to be here.
What a treat it is to see your bright, smiley face, hashtag inside of each other, but just as friends.
Right.
As you know.
Hashtag friendweeness.
Why would we be inside of each other if not
we weren't
because of the
friends.
friendship?
Yeah.
That's the only reason that I feel comfortable doing it.
Feeling the friendship from the inside.
Yeah. How you been? It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah, I've been pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a busy couple weeks for me, work-wise and otherwise, but things are looking up. It's gorgeous out right now, man.
We didn't do a show last week.
Correct.
So you didn't have a chance to predict the weather that was.
Right.
So you can't take any blame for the worst weather game in
I
history.
think I made a misstep.
Did you?
Yeah, because last show, which was 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
I made a prediction loosely based on weather prediction information 2 weeks out, and I was wrong. I'm gonna own it. I'm gonna own my mistake. Yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. Yep.
Good for you, pal.
Charles Campesino, is that guy?
No, never heard of him.
I haven't either.
No. I know a Darla Campesiano.
That's the better of the Campesianos.
Is it Campesiano?
In the old country, I think they call it Campesino. Anyway, Compenis, no.
Yeah, that's like
means
a
like I don't
city
have
in Brazil,
one.
isn't it? Campenos.
Compinos, no.
No. Welcome back, Alex.
So good to be here.
Cruisers FC returning home to the fortress known as Mafre Stadium.
Yeah.
Here on Saturday to take on the Fighting Bob Crafts from the New England area. Please, for the love of God, tell me that we're going to have some good weather.
I got some good news for you, Morgan. This weekend's going to be awesome.
That's fucking right, Solomon! You dirty, dirty bitch! You brought the rains and I blessed them. You took that man to the moon. He was a boy. He was a sexy baby trophy. Why?
So what kind of weather are we looking at?
Dude, gorgeous, man. Like, it's going to be mid-50s in the morning. It's going to warm up to almost 70, maybe over 70, 72, let's hope for. Partly sunny, so the more sun, obviously, the warmer it's going to be. Get this. Like, virtually no wind. Dude, this is let me give you a second here.
Just as friends, though.
Prime weather, man.
Campines, yes.
Campinos, maybe.
So
time.
what is the topmost, the popmost for the weather? Like 72? Is that what you told me?
Yeah, I think 72 is looking about nice. It's going to be sunny, no wind. Like, get in there, get down, enjoy it. I think Turbina's got stuff going on. I think somebody's grilling a hibachi with the Kruby thing. There's a Jonathan Mensah deal going on. Like, it's all happening, dude. It's going to be great. This one will actually feel like how it should be.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, because last week was fucking miserable.
Please don't mention the hive while I'm doing this shtick. It's disgusting. All right, so like 72 degrees, no wind.
4 miles an hour out of the east,
which means I probably have to hang banners from the top.
Yeah, dude, we can fenestrate.
You can help me lay out flags on Friday. You got to go to work.
I'll be there.
All right.
I called off part of work to do that with you as friends.
Just as friends.
Yeah.
Put my flag into your section, but just as friends.
Make sure it's sticking straight up,
so it can be seen.
And we maintain eye contact the whole time, pretty much.
That's right. We communicate while we're doing it.
Right.
Slide it in between the posts.
Upright.
As friends.
That's what friends do.
That's what friends do.
Hashtag stiff flag.
Why would we be doing this? Why would we be putting it between each other if it weren't for our friendship?
We wouldn't.
It wouldn't feel comfortable.
You're right.
How would we make eye contact if we didn't know each other?
These are all great questions.
God damn.
Let's answer it on Friday.
Tune in to find out. Alex, anything else you got for us today?
That's it, man. I just want to say enjoy the weekend, everybody. Get out there and get after it.
Fucking A. Want to give a big shout out to Alex Thomas. Alex, thanks for stopping by. My sweet lad, my sweet boy, but just as friends.
Smoke weed every day.
Oh, my God. What a treat that guy is, John. I mean, you love him. Whoop. That's really loud. Okay. We're doing great here tonight. Cruisers FC taking on the Fighting Revs of the greater New England area. Drabs, your thoughts on the upcoming match, my friend?
This is going to be a weird game coming up because we have nothing to pull from in the last two games, basically, between the Monsoon Palooza and then just that utterly throwaway game in Philly. With half of our roster missing. Like it's been a couple of weeks since we've seen a normal game, and of course now missing Awful, it's still not going to be quite normal. And last week, despite Friedel's bullshit, he shook up his roster and managed to pull out a bullshit win against Minnesota. Whether that's just one of those Hawthorne effect where you fuck with some variables and things happen, or whether it's an actual change, we don't know yet. That being said, a beautiful game that should hopefully have a good crowd and a team that's top of the East. I feel like you come out guns blazing. This is another one of those games where you want to stomp on their neck right away, which seems to be a point of emphasis is like, get on them, make them, be on the back foot. I think if you do that, I don't care what roster changes they made. New England hasn't shown us they have what it takes to keep up in a real game. So I like some aggressive attacking soccer going on here. I don't think it's going to be a particularly close game. I think our boys have what it takes to put this away nice and early.
Fan-fucking-tastic. I realized as you were talking that I was too busy doing hashtags and I didn't write down a score.
Of course you did.
So now I have. Hi, Dan and I.
Hello. You waited for me to give
Welcome back to ACES Radio.
my thoughts.
Yeah,
so that
that's
you're
what I wait for.
I'm going to base my prediction off of how he said.
Every time that you go, well, we don't know much about going into this game, I'm like, oop, now I have all the information I need. Dan and I, your thoughts on the upcoming match, my friend?
I would say in general, I'm just a little more optimistic because, yeah, sure, we haven't had like a full squad, full strength since that New England game. However, I do think we can take a few things from the monsoon game. I think we did score when we needed to, which has been a point of issue over the past few games where it was like you're getting those opportunities. Jazzy's had a couple great looks early on, and he skied him in the sixth. He was able to pull back, make a real nice, calm finish. Like, I think there are definitely highlights. When we're missing 4 or 5 starters against Philadelphia, obviously that's a little hard to pull from. But I think the monsoon actually made me a little more optimistic. And then we do have at least a little bit, even if he shook up their roster. We still have recently played the Revs, so I'm definitely optimistic as well. Like, I don't know if it's going to be an immediate throat stopping, but I think it's going to be a definite dominant performance from us. I think I'm very excited for it.
Here's the question: If we could win every game 2-0, but it were played in a cold, shitty monsoon, would you take that?
Yes.
I mean,
every game?
Yes, every home
including
game.
the Cup.
Do I have to go to them all?
Yes.
Oh.
Up until MLS Cup?
You have to attend every game, all 90 minutes.
And we win the
but we will win
the championship?
We will win 2-0 every home game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, does that mean that we end up winning MLS Cup?
Well, it depends on how you do on the road.
I mean, if we get home advantage.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I like it.
I'm okay with that.
I like these rough lads.
Yeah, that makes sense.
John
I won't
didn't
enjoy
answer.
it.
John?
I might not go to every game.
No, I might not go to every game.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So
what if it requires all of us? And if any one of us doesn't attend,
It's a
then
blood
the
pact.
magic doesn't happen.
That's fine.
Oh, well.
he believes in magic?
Does
You
it
know
ever
that.
end? Like, can we be 80-year-olds?
And like
until
being
we
wheeled
die.
in?
Yeah.
Well, some of us will die sooner than others. So
Darby's been just
fine.
doing this because he knows he's dead tomorrow.
right, yeah, I'm off the hook right away.
Wow.
Well, if Mike Hudson was breathing on the back of my neck, I might wish death upon myself, too. John Zadar, your thoughts on the match, my friend?
Yeah, I think it should be a good match. I think that the crew is well positioned for a result here. Should be I would imagine it'll be a good crowd, with it being potentially the first actual nice weather game of the season. And I'm not really concerned with recent results, form related or weather related or whatever. I think that the New England is still bad, just like they were when we played them 3 weeks ago or whatever it was. So they've only gotten one win. It was last week against Minnesota, who's also not good. And that dates back to whatever you said earlier in the when was their last win?
They have 3 wins
before that
since June 30th of last year, aside from
so
Minnesota last week.
Yeah, Minnesota last week was their only win this calendar year, including preseason games, I think. So I was trying to see, but yeah, I think they're bad, and I think we're good, and we'll only be missing awful. And I think, as we've seen, if the change is literally just to plug someone into that hole, I think then that we'll figure out a way to make it work. I think that the wingbacks aren't playing as huge of a role as they did under Berhalter, and so I think that the absence of them, absence of the starting options at least, won't be necessarily as much of a hindrance as maybe it would have been in the last few years. So.
John Zadar has coughed into the microphone.
You know how a Johnny hat trick is like an assist, a turnover that leads to a goal, and a yellow card?
Mm-hmm.
Like the John Zadar hat trick is like clearing your throat into the microphone, coughing into it, and sniffling into it. And you just did both. You just did all three of those like 8 times.
Did I?
Oh, my God, dude.
Sorry.
I'm going to cut that into the opening next week, just like all the sounds.
It's like those videos of the wrestlers where it's
Yes.
just the breaths in between.
Macho Man.
It's like so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That's the worst movie like intro clip ever. I hate that thing.
At
Excuse
Gateway.
me,
They
yeah.
used to do those at Gateway, yeah. Have you seen the version of that with Trump? Because he always, when he does speeches and shit, he's like,
yeah, I think so.
he, doesn't know how to breathe like a fucking human being. Like, those guys are doing that because they're, like, yelling and being, whatever. He's just, like,
'Cause they're
speaking
exerting
normally, and then
energy.
he's like,
Have you ever seen him try to drink that bottle of water that one time?
That's where I was going to go with it.
we need to build a wall.
He's picking it up like a kitten plays with a ball of yarn. I loved ACES Radio before it got political.
It's okay. I was drinking whiskey.
Yeah.
Shut up and dribble, Morgan.
Thank you.
Shut up, dribbles.
My thoughts on the game is yes, Minnesota or New England is bad. Aside from the Minnesota win, they have 3 victories. One of which was against Orlando. Another one was against a shit Philly team. They're bad. They
lost to Orlando in the preseason 6-1 or something.
Yeah, they've been bad for a long time. If a crew team beats you on the road, you suck balls. And usually this is where Aces Radio Morgan would come on and go, well, it's going to be a nice game, nice weather game. There's going to be a lot of people in the stadium, a perfect chance for us to fuck up, because that's historically what we do.
However,
not buying into it this week, lads. Cruisers FC, front foot, man. Yeah, not going to do that. Drabs, your score prediction for the match, my friend. We call this a Latin panel for hot takes.
All right, here we go. So, I am predicting 2 goals for Columbus, 0 goals for the Orchids of Asia. Hashtag, what's that yellow circle in the sky? Hashtag, Friedel D's nuts.
Yeah, poops.
Fantastic.
Hashtags butts. Hashtag
sluts. Hashtag butt. Dan Nye, you are predicting for the guest as you are a guest.
Oh.
Solanomax Von Seco, your score prediction, my
Sweet. I'm a push here. 2 for CCSC, which is the fun little ACDC thing that I couldn't do.
Yeah.
0 for the New Holland rotations. And then hashtag Darby hates veggies. Hashtag butt.
This is not true.
Hashtag ramble on. Hashtag happy birthday to me. Hashtag and Stefan. Hashtag and Chris Maloney.
Stanklor.
That's a lot of hashtags.
You're welcome.
Sean Sitar.
Yeah.
Your score prediction.
Okay. I've got Columbus 3, New England 0, and I've got a lot of hashtags here. A couple are built off of whoever did this before me. So we're going to start off here with sketching and stretching, and then hashtag bringing my bee, which was the original hashtag. I've added to it. It's hashtag bringing my bee. It's as mobile as me. And then I've got hashtag 3-way man dog, hashtag tri-tip dude gobble.
My God, I would order that off the menu in a heartbeat.
You want to share a tri-tip dude gobble?
In honor of Alex
Is that on the happy
Thomas,
hour?
I've got hashtag this one is going to feel like it should mobile be. So there you go.
Oh, fuck me. Christ Jesus. All right, I'm going to make it 3 out of 4 and say Cruisers FC 2,
Oh.
Bob Kraft, Minutemen. 0. Hashtag Team Sierra Berhalter. Hashtag definitely in the girls. I'm a 3-4 man. Hashtag why would you say we were inside of each other as anything other than friends? Hashtag the R. Kelly of space travel. Hashtag did I take that too far? Hashtag no, that actually feels nice. Hashtag check on Darbs, who is an elderly man and in danger of heat death
For the first time this season.
That's right.
Yes.
Let's get each other off, lads.
Where is that triple dog?
What was that tri-tip dog?
John, what's GCG bet got going on this weekend?
I think that that Nordic is doing a hibachi grill night thing or whatever. I don't know what that means. But.
Giving Tyler a large, flat, hot surface, which seems like a really bad idea.
Yeah, I think they've done this a couple times. Not really sure what they serve
I hope you
at hibachi
enjoy-
night, but
I hope you enjoy beard hair in your grilled meats.
Yeah. I think if you get there at 5, there's going to be some sort of food. So. Not sure if there's other activities. Don't think there are. I don't check the Nordex Slack very much.
You don't check any Slack very often, let's be honest. I think you've gone full anti-Slack.
He's Slackless.
I'm in like
Slackless.
8 of them, so
I know. You were so happy when I invited you to the meeting.
Yeah, I don't check that one either.
Yes!
Having fun?
Come on, Morgan.
Hey, guys.
What's up, Morgan?
Save the Crew. What do they
Speaking of
have?
bad at Slack.
Any volunteer opportunities, Drabs?
I don't think so.
Why, is the crew saved?
Wait. Hold on. Somebody doing some sort of drive or something? I feel like there's a drive. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. There may be a thing. If you,
I mean, check Twitter.
Oh, you know what? Actually, the
For
Hive
things.
is like raising money for Mensa's foundation. So they're doing a raffle of a Mensa jersey, and just like collecting funds. So that's a way you
Like
can
a Mensa from him jersey, or like
Yes.
just one they got personalized.
No, I
to say
think
Mensa
it's
on the
actually
back?
he donated a jersey to them to raffle off.
Oh.
So I don't know if it's like game worn or whatever, but it's actually like from him in some
So
fashion.
the 6-year-old girls came up with
Are
like,
really-
a thing, and they're collecting money, and they will give it to charity.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, it's a charitable thing. What the fuck do you want?
I
just think
I want the monsoon jersey.
No, the crew pack got that.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
Oh, did he draw the winner already?
He did.
Oh,
He did.
okay.
MLS Amy and the crew pat. Trash.
Interesting.
I didn't enter for either one of those, but I felt like I probably should have won them, John.
Well, you can't win things you don't enter, Morgan.
Just
I mean,
How do you think Doran won over
Did you
Pam?
have to attend the entire game to be eligible?
Yes.
Oh, we're high-fiving? Okay.
Because of the enter part?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, you
funny.
got it.
I
There
like
you
that.
go.
What time did you leave, by the way?
Leave what?
The game.
I left right after the weather delay.
Did you? Okay.
Out.
What, you stayed
Like
till the
after?
weather delay
Yeah,
was
that's
over
weird.
and then you left?
Yes.
Why?
Because
Why wouldn't you just leave
Like,
as soon
not
as they
even-
called the weather delay?
Or like
well,
at
we tried.
halftime?
We tried.
Tried.
We tried to leave then, but Jarvis.
You tried to leave?
How'd you fail at leaving?
What did Jarvis
You were
do?
like,
and
I
how
can't
was he
find the
not the
gate.
first one trying to get out the gate?
Pam and Aaron were trying to get out.
Yeah, of course.
But they were like respecting my authority, and I was like,
No,
"Want to
no.
leave?" And they're like, "Yes," because they were in the upper 90 and I was in the Nordac. And then,
Oh, you were?
Yeah, we couldn't find Jarvis, and so it was bad.
Yeah,
You
I
can
stayed
find him among
hidden
the 10 people that
on
were
the
left at
stage
that point.
the whole time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was terrible. Fan-fucking-tastic. And that, lads, as they say, is the end of the episode 114 of Aces Radio. Big shout out to Dan Nye. Oh, hi. Thanks for joining us here.
I'm always startled when people say that.
And it's your podcast is called Movie Talk, Movie Phone.
Tri-tip dude gobble.
Tri-tip dude gobble.
Tri-tip dude gobble.
Oh, fantastic.
Ramble on about movies.
On behalf of benevolent corporate overlord sponsors, Blood, Urine, Spit, Salavia, Foot Golf, Larry Turd, and the dead rotting corpse of Kevin Burns, my sweet Jesus would turn that up too loud, too fast. And all Lord Gamro's people said... Too loud, too fast. I do it from the man gobble.
Gobble it.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.
Please have a party. Feed us drinks. Get us laid. Ow!
Dude, don't pretend like you're busy working or something, dude. You know you're in bed just watching PlayStation or something like that.
That's the word on the street.